Hello, I'm Joshua of Mouse Don't Play, and today we will be playing Draw Steel's con adventure, The Road to Broadhurst. This con adventure is meant for introducing new players to the game, and this is very much going to be an introductory session of this game. If you've been on the fence about whether or not Draw Steel is something that you want to spend the time to learn, I have watched a lot of the content, but I've only been a player once, and I've never been a director for this game. Director is like game master. All of the players we have here, some of them have watched some content, some of them have read a little bit of the basic rules. They've looked at a character sheet. Some of them only know what I've told them before playing. So this is going to be a very good example of what it's like to just play the game, not worrying about if you're getting something wrong. And if you're not concerned about having all of the rules right, this is what that experience is kind of like. So hopefully it'll be a good gauge of whether or not you want to actually pull the trigger and try the game for yourself. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. This is The Road to Broadhurst. As we begin our story, we are going to be dealing with a little bit of a problem, and our heroes are going to be hired on hands on a bit of an escort mission, everyone's favorite mission in a video game. So, uh, a a virulent goat pox plagues the local goat population in Broadhurst. No one in the small farming village has the know how or the resources to fix the problem. But an enterprising trio in the nearby town of Wend has a solution. Fayok, a merchant with a bleeding heart, is originally from Broadhurst. He's teamed up with a friend from the same hometown, an eccentric but brilliant alchemist by the name of Myrna, as well as her husband Hector. Hector is a bit of a penny pinching herbalist that helps her, but he is more concerned with the business side of things. Now, Myrna and Hector have brewed a medicine that cures the pox. Fayok has a sturdy merchant's cart and an old nag that can make the journey to Broadhurst. However, there have been rumors of bandit raids and goblin attacks on the road, so they've needed to hire some guards. You all, my players, are the hired guards to protect the wagon. This wagon carries the valuable medicine, and on its journey west from Wend to Broadhurst, you will have to be ensuring that as much of that medicine gets there as possible. Fayok will be getting up into the wagon seat while both Myrna and Hector are locking themselves into the back of this area. Now, as we go through, I want each of you to take a moment to introduce yourselves as players, introduce your characters. You may not know everything what your character can do, but if you want to give each other a little bit of an idea of what your role might be in this adventure, it'll help us better understand what we're working with. Would you like to introduce your character first?
All right, I will be playing Tel. He is an elf, and he's a shadow, so he's essentially your roguish ninja uh, stealth fighter.
Fantastic.
Uh, that's about it, really. I mean, there's more, but that's the gist.
Cool, cool. Thrill, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, I'll be playing Nada. She is a dwarf, null. Um, Her role in the party is going to be getting all up and personal in the melee and trying to move people on the battlefield and keep my teammates alive while keeping pressure on our opponents.
Fantastic. As a null, nulls are like a psionic master of self, master of mind, a master of reality sort of fighter. And so the name of your class as the null, Null, as in nullification, you do have a null aura, which is generally going to be one square around you. You may have an ability to make it a bit wider. I may be wrong. But generally, while you are on the battlefield and your null aura is up, which is going to be all the time, you dampen the chaos of magic and other effects around you. And so, any of our other combatants, if you stay nearby Nada, uh, you'll find it easier to avoid some of the more deleterious effects that some of the bad guys might be throwing at you. We'll get into the mechanics later, but generally, staying around your null is a good thing. Um,
Question:
yeah.
I may. Does that also affect us, though, meaning our own abilities?
Nope, does not affect your abilities at all. So it's only a good thing
Okay.
for you, only a bad thing for me.
Okay.
Monkey, would you like to introduce your character?
I am playing High Elf Chad, a tactician vanguard. I have been a soldier. Basically, what I do is I lead people into battle and I make sure they hit the right things. I am the chaddest Chad of the Chads. Because of my high elf glamour, everybody who sees me slightly different, different version of Chad for each person. The most interesting version of him.
Fantastic. And yes, as a tactician, you do help your companions rather well. You can do stuff on your own, but for a tactician, they don't necessarily have to use their sword. They can use their other party members' swords. So we'll see how much you're doing on your own and how much of your time you decide to use on some of those more team-based abilities. Our final member of this adventuring crew that's been hired on is owned by Druid's Flame. Would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, I'm playing Jagon. He is a hack-on um, conduit. Hack-ons are kind of a demi demi giant. They descended from a tribe of giants that made a bargain with the trickster god and traded some of their gigantic size and strength for the ability to see the future. And he was a an explorer that was venturing out into uncharted areas, and um, he found something that was pretty unthinkable, and it escaped. And now he's a conduit that goes after things to try to help people and make sure that doesn't happen again. But he is of the fate and life domain conduit.
Fantastic. So, as you lot have been hired on, Hector, kind of grumbling at the fact that you lot have charged for this service, but rightly so, you should charge for your services. He doesn't think you necessarily need to be here, but this is also coming from a man locking himself into the back of like the back of a dump truck. So it's here or there. As he gets up in there, Myrna joining him, Fayok begins to slightly lash the reins as the wagon pulls off and begins to head off down the road. Broadhurst is not a large village. It's more off in the middle of nowhere. And so the roads to get there are not very well taken care of. As you ought to begin to strike out on this journey, I would like to open up a moment. If there's anything any of you wish to discuss or do before you get too far into the journey, have space to do so and let me know when you are comfortable continuing on.
Just a tiny little role play moment. As soon as the wagon started moving, my hiding space was revealed, and I had to stand up and start walking with the rest of them.
I mean, if you would have liked to be like hanging underneath the wagon, full action hero vibes,
Well,
feel
that was
free.
the hiding place, but I wasn't hanging. I was just laying down there, and as soon as the wagon wheeled, as soon as the wagon moved, I was revealed. So
Okay, fantastic. Well, you have at least given a hint at your capability. Does anyone else have any?
Uh,
Well,
not that I can think. Oh, wait, Chad. Um, does that spell, does it change your physical features? Like, does it just make you look different? Does it change you into a different like species, or is it just you? It doesn't really matter. You're just an
I'm
elf no matter what.
I'm still just generic Chad, but whatever is, I appear and sound slightly different to each creature or person. To whatever's the most engaging for you. So, if the Chad that you want to talk to is a little more high pitched and a little more joyful, that's the Chad that you'll see.
Okay, well, Nada's eyes, you're going to be an extremely tall, ruggedly handsome dwarf-looking guy. And she just keep looking at you like, why is he so tall? Okay.
Fantastic. Does anyone else have anything?
Well, Chad's just focused on the mission. We got some stuff to do, team.
Okay. Well, as you lot strike out, forming your protective barrier, some of you at the sides of the wagon, possibly others tracking a bit further up ahead, others behind. You begin your journey, and it is a dreary time. Your wagon is currently carrying 5 heavy crates of the valuable medicine to deal with the goat pox, and it is churning through the muddier roads as rain begins to downpour in sheets. This is a rough travel going forward, and as you continue deeper into this journey, you do hear a couple call outs from those inside for any of you that might be a bit more knowledgeable about medicines, plants, the natural world, that there are some ingredients that might be beneficial along this journey. And with how long it's going to take, you might find some stuff along the way where they might be able to make even more medicine than just the crates you have. But calling that out makes you slightly uncertain as like, this wagon is barely moving in the muck already. And as you are now in this slightly distracted state, there is an instantaneous thwip of an arrow that pierces the side of the medicine wagon. Around this time, the wagon is spinning its wheels, rutting into place, unable to move, as you're in a bit of a mire. As you realize that bandits begin to draw closer out of the shadows of this heavy wind and rain from a couple of the trees about the area. And as they begin to move in, you hear Hector peeping from inside. Don't let them steal any of the medicine. Uh, we need at least to break even on this trip. And so, as you begin to be assaulted, upon this map, I already have a wagon to the south of it. There is a yellow box about that wagon. As you begin to be assaulted by a number of these creatures, you may start anywhere inside that yellow box. So, feel free to move your tokens to where you want to be.
Does this mean we're moving immediately at the start of action, or is this how we were when we were shot?
You can be moving at the start of action as that arrow hits, and between that and beginning to pick out where these creatures are, you begin to move into position. So don't feel like, oh, I would have been at the front, so I have to be at the front now. You begin to shift to where you think it would be best to be.
Okay. Nader would probably take cover beside this wall.
Tell is in a tree.
I likely would have been up front and ran towards this corner here. Feels very Chadish.
I think I'd be trying to protect as many people as possible and as close to people as possible, just in case I need to help them out. But if everybody gets spread out, probably not going to help.
Fantastic. So
That's a good point.
as you lot get in position, we are going to roll for initiative. Based off of the arrow striking out as you lot have been stalled in the mud, there is no surprise. And the way initiative works in this game is you lot are going to roll a single d10. Because we have a tactician in the party, it is tradition in Draw Steel for the tactician to roll initiative. So go ahead, Monkey, and roll a d10. On a 6 or higher, you lot to go first. On a 5 or lower, I get to go first. With a 5, I will get to go first. From there, the way initiative also works is after one of us goes, the other team goes. So I'm going to get to activate one of my groups, and then you lot are going to get to activate one of your characters, and we just go back and forth. So uh, I will get to go first at the start of this combat, and because it's the beginning of the round, I, as the game master, get Malice. Malice is my non-heroic resource, and the amount of malice I get is equal to all of your the number of heroes plus the number of rounds that it has been. So this is the first round, and there are 4 of you. So I start this with 5 malice. I do have a malice counter up on the map for you lot to keep track of. So you can see where I am going up and down with it. As this begins, I am going to choose to activate one of my groups. These things very much want to bandit you and steal what you have. So I'm just going to activate, let's go with my green group. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my green group above the round counter on our initiative tracker, and then they're going to get to go. This green group is a bunch of Raiden White mischievers. Raiden Whites are like these humanoid rat people. They wear this very kind of combination of banditry as well as very panache, swashbuckler type clothing. However, the mischievers are a bit more dapper as they're rising up out of the mud to surprise you. And so they have this very kind of sodden appearance as, the flash of the red eyes catches your attention. They are going to begin to rush forward. And in combat, you get a main action, a maneuver, and a move. Their speed is 5, so each of them is going to get to move 5. So, oop, messing that up. Guys, my mouse is broken. This is totally how this game's supposed to go.
It was deliberate.
And you know what?
But 5 is 5 squares, correct?
That is 5 squares.
Okay.
And I'm going to have each of them use their main action. I'm going to have them use their main actions to essentially dash, to move a second time. So you can downgrade your main action to either a move or a maneuver. So they're just going to be moving in. And as they all rush in, 2 of them are going to flank Nada. As they go to flank Nada, they still have their maneuvers available. And so both of these mischievers are going to try to get you away from the goods, get you away from the stuff that they are so interested in having. So they rush up and they begin kind of pushing and prodding. You hear these little chitters as they like, just stand back. We take what we want and you'll be fine. So they are both going to attempt to do a knockback maneuver. So for them, this is going to be a might roll. So this is 2d10 plus 1 for both of them. The first one is going to get an 11. On an 11, that knockback is worth push 1. Now, when we are pushing people in this game, you may not actually be pushed. Every one of you has a stability. And your stability is essentially how much you reduced force movement by. And Nada, I don't know what your stability is. Your stability is 1. So as this first Raiden White tries to push you, tries to mess with you, they're more so like the bully, snapping at your cheeks, nipping your nose, but they don't actually get to move you. The other one, however, is more so pushing into your hips, trying to turn your body. They have both failed to shove you away from the wagon. What does this look like as they both fail to knock you back due to your stability?
As they keep trying to reach out and push Nada around and bully her, they keep hitting a wall of resistance as their hand gets so close. She's just using her psionic abilities just to kind of deflect what's going on, and it looks like she doesn't putting much effort into it at all.
Fantastic. So that's going to be my activation. Actually, along with that, because 2 of them did not need to use their maneuvers, they are going to use their maneuvers to loot crates out of the wagon. So our wagon has a blue bar, and we're going to use that to track the number of crates. So 2 crates have been removed, and we're going to go ahead and put crates on the battlefield as they are trying to steal your crates. That is the end of my green mischievers turn. We go to all of you having a turn. Now, to help us keep track, you guys generally can go in whatever order you want. Some of you may think, oh, I have a really good idea. Some of you may not be so certain about what you want to do. And so I'm going to steal something from the channel D20 Play. And aside from this, we're still learning. As we go forward, if you have a really good idea of what you want to do, you can change your initiative in the turn order to a 2. That's like, yes, I need to act now. If you know what you're going to do, but it doesn't matter when, you can change your initiative to a 1. And then if you have no idea what you want to do, you can just leave it as a 0. But yeah, so going forward, that's something where you guys can just cue to each other like how ready you are. But for now, does anyone have any idea of what they might want to do?
Does
I have
anybody have any good persuasion or lying ability?
honestly don't know.
I have lying, but these guys seem pretty.
Well, I just mention it because everybody in a party with me in combat
I mean, I
has
have
double
intimidate.
edge. That may also work, but you'll have double edge on tests made to stop combat and start a negotiation.
Hmm.
The very first time you guys get a chance to fight, and it's like, wait. Maybe we just want to negotiate and give them some crates to make it easier for us to move.
It's just the thing that's on the sheet. I was throwing it out there.
That's awesome.
I mean, the only thing that I would do with my intimidate would tell them to get the heck out of here, not giving them anything. So I don't know if that double edge would help.
Maybe we could chase some of them off, make it a little easier on ourselves.
Possible. Or we could lie to them and tell them, there's another cart that's easier behind us, maybe filled with like old people instead of, or guarded by older people instead of by us.
How heroic of you!
As a general call out, anything you lie about it being easier to rob, they have already taken 2 crates off of your wagon before anyone has done anything. So that's a very hard sell.
That might be a good point.
So were we supposed to do at that initiative right there? Were we supposed to roll for our heroic resource?
No, that happens at the start of your independent turn. When you activate,
Okay.
you guys generate your own resources.
Well, I have a thought, but it doesn't necessarily matter as long as it happens,
I mean, I have something that could do pretty good, but I'd have to either get a 3 or pray when I roll to get at least 3. So, and I'm fine with rolling those dice and maybe taking 1d6 plus my level of psychic damage.
Ooh. I mean, if you want to risk it for the biscuit,
I say go for it.
I think it'd be fun.
go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in
Yeah.
that case, yeah, we'll have Jagan go first. So Jagan, you have to
Okay.
decide whether you're praying before you roll your initial die. So would you like to risk the die roll, or would you like to pray?
I would like to risk the or pray, like because you have to pray and then you roll the dice, right?
Yes. Okay, so we are
Yeah.
going to pray. Go ahead and roll a d3.
Right. Aha! It was a 2.
It was a
Good.
2. So
Okay.
instead, you get
So that
3.
gave me 3. So I just bump it up manually to 3,
Mhm.
which means I am going to use. Okay. A really fun main action called "Call Down the Thunder" or "Call the Thunder Down." I'm going to ask my saint for thunder, and my prayer is going to be answered. So I prayed to him twice in a row. Uh, and that is going to do a 3 cube within 10.
Hmm.
Um, and forgive me, I forget how to draw the cube on here. Rectangle, there we go. So it would be uh, is that would be the 3 cube within 10, right?
Yes, I will call out that if you are calling the thunder down on the crates, you will also hit the crates if it says objects. If it says you get to choose, then it doesn't matter.
Um,
It's each enemy in the area, so crates are unaffected.
yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Okay. So as
So
you call the thunder down, you will need to do your power roll to see how well that happens.
Edger Bane, I don't have an Edger Bane, correct?
You do not have an Edge or Bane,
Okay.
and then no additional bonus.
All right.
Okay. That is a tier 1, so that is going to be 2 damage to each of them, and you're going to be pushing them 1. So we will mark the 2 damage on each of them.
And if I push them directly into the wagon, they can't move,
So
correct?
a push is away from you. A pull
Okay.
is towards you. And then a slide is in any direction. So in this case, it would have to be away from you.
So they can be pushed into the crates.
They can be pushed into the crates, and being pushed into an object does an additional 2 points of damage. Actually, they're holding the crates, so the crates are going to move with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're actively holding them. So let's go ahead and just select all of those as you will push them a little further from the wagon as they stumble away. Um, as you've done damage to both of them, but they're both still alive.
Um, I don't think I would really need to do anything else because I can do the main action and then like a move or a maneuver, correct?
So yeah, you've used your main action, so you can move your speed, and you can also do a maneuver if you wish to do one of your maneuvers.
Move right there. And then I'm done.
Cool, cool. With the end of your turn, we go on to my turn. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate my red eyes. So my red eyes are going to be my yellow group. And my red eyes, as they come down the road, revealing themselves, they're not covered in mud. But you see that each of them has some level of like a short bow or a crossbow or a sling as they begin to move in. So each of them is going to move 5 squares closer. So we'll just go ahead and move all of them 5 squares closer. And then as they move in, they are going to attempt to shoot at you lot. Ooh, not all of them can shoot at you. I have realized I've already made a grave mistake. Hey guys, this is a learning game. I could have used malice to get them closer. You guys cool if I take this learning opportunity to move them closer with malice?
Go ahead.
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to spend 5 malice at the start of their turn. I told you guys this would be a learning thing, so you don't have to get everything right. So I'll use up all of my malice to use the ability Rat Race. Each Raiden White in the encounter shifts up to their speed. If the Raiden White ends this shift adjacent to one or more Raiden Whites, they may make a free strike against each enemy adjacent to them. So I've already moved the red eyes, what that movement would be. However, my blue group, they each get to move 7, so they're very much going to be closing in on all of you. And then the green ones, they're going to actually move up to Telethel, bring in their crates with them. And in the back, you begin to hear this panpipe being played over the sounds of the wind and the rain coming down, as it seems their leader is also moving in. Um, and so, as they all move in, uh, Nada, you are surrounded on either side by two of the mischievers that didn't necessarily need to move with their rat race. And
Mhm.
so, as they are both next to you, you are going to take 4 points of damage as they rake at you with hooked daggers in this rat race. Telethel, you as well are going to be taking 4 points of damage from the two that moved
Hold on.
on either side of you.
Reminder: I am in a tree.
They can reach
I
you in
did
the
say.
tree.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
4 points.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was no skill test to like get up out of the way. You're by the tree, but the tree isn't actually in the starting zone square. So you're up there, but they're still getting you.
Gotcha. I just clarifying because
Yeah.
normally flanking, I would in such a case, I'd have to almost be on the ground. So
Yeah, they're not
that's why I
actually
brought.
like super flanking, but you're not also up in the tree. And you still just take the 4 with the free strikes.
Gotcha. Well, I
Um,
got it. I got it.
yeah. So that is the rat race. We then go to the Red Eye's actual turn, where they will continue to move closer in. Um, And as they do so, they are going to pull up all of their ranged weapons. And now they can shoot a lot of you. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With there being 8 of these, they are going to be shooting at each of you. 3 of them are going to shoot at Chad. 3 of them are going to shoot at Nada. And 2 of them are going to shoot at Jagan. For this, they are going to be making their power roll for their eyes on me shot. And so that is going to be 2d10 plus 2. That is a 9. That is a tier 1 success. So, Chad, that is going to be 4 points of damage. That is going to be 3 points of damage to Jagan. And that is going to be 4 points of damage to Nada. What was that, Jagan?
I was going to say, can I trigger the? Um, oh, never mind. It's an ally thing. Sorry.
Shoot.
Yep.
Learning
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Yep.
In that last attack, could I not have used in all this confusion?
That is a great question. So, in all this
It's
confusion, uh,
triggered
it's a
on
trigger.
self.
It costs nothing. So, yeah, you took damage. If you want, instead of taking 4 points of damage, you could have taken 2 and then shifted.
Okay, let me, if I may I do that?
Yeah, totally. Like I said,
Alrighty.
learning game.
All right, and I will maneuver myself over here.
Okay. What does it look like as these things scramble towards you, lash at you, and you get away in all this confusion? What's that look like?
As they're swinging at me, they kind of like get the shoulder and the arm kind of thing. But as they do, I drop as low as I can and do like a crouch run over to the back of the wagon.
Fantastic. With that, as you're moving away, your companion's getting shot left, right, and center. Jagan, you are adjacent to 2 of those mischievers. And as you take damage, the mischievers are going to use their triggered action called Ready Rodent. And so as you take damage and you kind of like flinch with it, you leave yourself open and they stab you again. So Jagan, you're going to take another 4 points of damage from their Ready Rodent free strikes.
And that comes out of the stamina, correct?
Yes, everything comes out of stamina. That is your one and only life source for this game.
Another super fast correction. I
Yeah.
didn't actually. I kind of look like I dropped and I ran, but I didn't actually drop or run. I teleported because that's
Yeah.
actually what that skill does.
Yeah, so you could drop and run. The teleportation is more so like it doesn't matter what's between you and the destination. Somehow you got there. So it could be
Okay.
teleportation in this like smoke bomb you drop, or it could be you dropping and, army crawling through the mud. It's your choice.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just because that's skill.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool, cool. So yeah, that is my very long turn as I wound back, rat raced, and then did all these attacks. So we will continue on to all of you. None of you have put a 1 or a 2, so all of you are still kind of considering what you want to be doing. So things have changed a lot. Does anyone have an idea of what the concern is?
I was trying to put a 1 in mine. I don't know why it didn't change.
Oh, well, in that case,
I,
Chad, what's going on?
uh, I was going to pull out my longbow and do a main action. What is this ability called here? A signature ability called Two Shot. Uh, I will shoot but both of the creatures holding the crates.
Oh, nice. So there is some cover between you and them. Would you like to move before making your shots?
Yes, I will. Oh wait, I didn't even check to see how many squares I can go. Speed is 6, so I'm assuming that means 6 squares.
Yep, that means 6 squares.
And get a shot off here, yes?
Totally. Uh, for everyone else, when someone has cover, that means you take a bane on damage dealing abilities, and so that's just essentially a -2. If you get a double bane, that's 1 tier less. So it could affect, it could not, but you've moved to a position that's grand. So go ahead and make your power roll for two shot.
That is a 14, which I
Okay.
believe falls into the second one.
So it would be, but you do get a +2 on it from your agility. So that still
So,
falls
okay,
into
so
the second
16.
I
category.
I can use my trigger on that one.
Yes, you can. What's going
Um,
on?
so I'm gonna tell him to aim better, and then word of guidance his thing. He gets an edge on that power roll.
Okay. And getting the edge in the power roll is worth a +2. So that 16 goes up to an 18, making it a tier 3 result. In this game, it
Oh
very much
wow.
promotes you to like not use your triggers until you know whether they're going to be effective or not. So that is completely how this game is supposed to be played.
And I get 2 piety for doing that.
Fantastic. So as you stack up some piety, telling Chad to do better, as Chad's supposed to be the one helping people. This is fantastic. Chad, how much damage does a tier 3 result do on two shot?
8 damage.
So that is 8 damage to both of them. They each have 2 health left, 2 stamina left, which means they both have 6 points not used on that damage. These are minions, and in this game, minions in their groups, as we have them by the colors, if you overkill one minion, the damage bounces to another. So you did a 2 shot, you actually did a 4 shot, as that 6 damage is enough to kill the other Raiden White Mischievers on either side of the.
Nice.
So what does
Wow.
this look like?
This is Legolas Chad. This is the version of the Legolas Chad you see, just pelting arrows out.
Fantastic. So you moved a little bit. You still have more movement that you could do on your turn, and you still have a maneuver. Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
I will actually. Uh, that fella in the back. Let's see. Oh, I gotta see how far I can mark somebody. It's a range of 10. I think he's a little further than 10 squares, and I can't get there. So instead, I will use a maneuver to mark that front red eye right there.
Okay. So you marking a red eye, marking a core tactician ability is essentially you directing your companions on where to focus their attention. Would you like to share
It
what
is.
marking does?
Yeah. So I'm pointing out that red eye for everybody to, hey guys, hit that one. And when you do hit that one, you get double, or not double edge, I'm sorry, you get edge on the power roll to hit it. And I also get a focus point, or I can use a focus point. Oh, also, I get a focus point if you hit it. Um, I can spend the focus point to deal more damage. Uh, you can recover, or I can recover. There's stuff here. Things happen.
Essentially, following your tactician's directions allows him to continue to help the party because you're doing what the tactician says. You're playing into the plan. Okay. Anything else, Chad?
That is it.
Okay. At this point, it goes back to me, and we will we'll go with our blue group. So my blue group is going to be a bunch of swift paws. And so as they're coming in trying to do damage, deal with the situation, you lot have now grouped up a lot more on all sides of this wagon as they're going to try to get you away from this location. So each swift paw has a move of 7. So this one's going to move here. This one is going to move here. This one's going to move here, here. This one is going to dash, dash, there, and there. So as they move in, they are going to begin to assail you, pulling out these rapiers as they are dipping, dodging, diving, sliding through the mud, stabbing up, stabbing down. They're attacking from every which direction. So, Chad, you have 2 next to you as they move in, and they are going to do their rapier flung on you. And
Quick
then one,
question.
yes.
Sorry, I didn't want to wait too long to interrupt, but these guys here, um, are they are walls not a thing, or are they a thing? I don't know how that works in this game. Is it an
Walls can be
occupied
difficult
area?
terrain, so some of those had to dash to get to where they were going, so they had enough speed to get there.
Okay, but you can occupy because it's not like a tall wall; it's just like a
Yeah,
fence or
yeah,
something.
you can
So they can
occupy it.
occupy it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and if they get pushed into, through, or on from the wall, how does that work?
So from the wall, they'll take nothing else, but into the wall, they'll take more.
Okay.
Yeah, no, awesome questions. Very awesome questions. The rapier flung attack going at Chad, that is going to be dealing a tier 1 result. So that is going to be doing a total of 2 points of damage, and they're going to shift you, forcing you to move into the center of the group as you are evading all of this different angles of weaponry. The one attacking Nada, they are going to do 1 damage to you and shift you back. And then the one on Jagan, that's going to do 1 damage to you, shift you back into Nada, and both of you take another point of damage. So that's a total of 2 damage to each of you. Okay. And that's their
Um,
entire activation.
a question on the push thing, because it's your stability that keeps you from moving. Is
You're
that what that
correct.
is?
One is not
Okay.
enough to push either of you.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you don't get pushed and you don't take the bonus damage. So it's just 1 each. Great call out.
Okay.
So I take 1 damage from that total?
Yeah, 1 total.
Cool.
As these things, they're trying to manipulate you and cause you to stumble over each other, But y'all are rocks. Y'all are giants. They're just little rat people, and they can't get you to move. Okay. And with that, there's two of you left to go. Nada and Tell.
I could take the ones around me down if I'm lucky.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we'll go with Nada. Nada, at the start of your turn, you gain your heroic resource.
Yep, I have to hit the draw steel button on my sheet, right?
So that is just for starting combat. So for you, it's just going to be an auto add to.
Would I get the other bonuses too? The first time each combat round, an enemy in your area of your null field ability uses a main action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And the
so
first time each combat round that the director used an ability that costs malice, which you did. So would that
yeah.
give me 4 points total?
Yeah, so yeah, you would have already had two by the time it got to your turn. You get two more, so you're up to four just starting your turn. As the fact that this thing ran into you and tried to rapier flung you and get you to move, that just powered you up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to use my signature ability, Dance of Blows. Each enemy in my area, if I get a good enough success, maybe I can take these guys out.
Yeah.
It's one burst. It hits, every enemy around me. Okay.
And do you only get the trigger on one time per round?
One time per round, from when we start the beginning to the very end, you get one trigger. There are some things you have that may say they're a free trigger, at which point that doesn't count. But yeah, you only get one trigger per round.
Okay.
But that was a good time to use yours. So, yeah, Nada, you're doing your dance of blows as you got four enemies around you. Sounds like a real good time to do that.
Oof, I don't think I rolled very high there.
You did not. So that is a tier 1 result. That is 3 damage. So each of them will be taking 3 damage. They are each going to survive this, though just barely. However, you also get something else. What is the other thing that happens with your dance of blows?
I can slide one adjacent enemy up to a number of squares equal to my intuition, so I could slam them into each other, couldn't I?
Yeah, so which one would you like to move?
Uh, the one at the top left corner of me, my
Okay.
11 o'clock, slam him into 12 o'clock.
Okay. As you slam them into 12 o'clock, that slide 2 does 1 damage to both of them. However, that's one more square that they can't move. So that's actually 2 damage to both of them. They all have 1 hit point left. The way that maths out is the 2 and the 2 go to negative ones, and both the negative ones scatter to the others. So you have killed all of them with a tier 1 success because of the positioning and your choice of where to push. What does this look like in your dance of blows as you kill all of them?
So Nada just stands there, puts her hands in her pockets, and then like four different after images come around, and they just swoop up to her, to the area at 11 o'clock to the right, that rat's right, and just does a power push to the right. And then there's another after image of her from the north side that pushes a lot of them into the others. So it's just kind of a mess of her. It looks like her just standing there and a bunch of after images of her just bullying these guys and slamming them into each other.
That's your main action. You still have your move and your maneuver.
Okay, I can use whenever you're in turn this opponent's effect increase by 1. I think I'll activate Synaptic Break. I think that will cost me 1 point. So I think that knocks me down to 3.
Okay.
And then I'll move.
So, Synaptic Break, whenever you or an ally uses an ability against a target that has a potency, the potency increases by 1. So, as long as you are inside the null field, which is going to be 1 square around your friend, and you use an ability that has agility less than 0, agility less than 2, might less than 3, that number is going to be 1 higher while you're within the field for this until your friend's turn comes again.
Yeah, hopefully that's be handy. And I'm going to move down here, flank the wagon itself. Can I move down one more square? Or do I have not enough movement?
Yeah, you can definitely move more.
Okay, I'll move right here. That way I can get both of my teammates with my null field.
Yeah, your speed is 8, so you can move 8 squares.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick, I think. Okay, I think that's it for now. I might have to heal myself next turn. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, anyone can use a maneuver to take the catch breath maneuver, which lets you spend a recovery to heal your recovery value. You cannot take that if you are at or below 0. So healing earlier is better than healing later. At the end of your turn, I got one option left. I got my maestro tooting on its panpipe. So I have no malice, so I can do no malice abilities. But what I can do is at the yeah, no, we'll save that. We'll save that. We're gonna have my maestro move 5 more squares. And as he moves forward, he is going to. Is anyone in range? So Jagan is 8 squares, Nada is 9, Tel is 10. Yeah, he is gonna go ahead. He's gonna see how fast Nate is moving around and taking everybody out, and he begins to change the tune he plays on the panpipes. And he is going to use as a maneuver his tempo change. And you know what? He'll also target Tell because you haven't gone yet, so he wants to slow you down as you are skimpering around. So the way tempo change works is he is going to make a power roll. He's going to have a +3 on this roll. And that is only a tier 1. So you lot feel the tune change and you feel it slow down. If either Tel or Nada, your presence is less than 1, you are going to gain the slowed condition. Nada, is your presence less than 1?
No, it's 1, luckily.
Ooh, so you resist this. How about you, Tel? Tel, is your
I have
presence?
no idea where's presence
It's
at.
at the very top of your sheet.
Under characteristics.
Presence, mine's 0.
0. Okay, so it's less than 1. So you begin to you get lulled into this vibe. You are going to be slowed. As a reminder, I'm going to put this little snail on you. At the end of your turn, you get to make a save to get rid of this condition. And what the slowed condition does is it is going to lower your speed by 2. So your current speed, Tel, is 7. So while you have this condition, it's 5 as you grow sluggish. That is just the maneuver of the maestro. As the maestro still has more to do on its turn, and it's too far away to do some of its other stuff. So it's just going to dash to move closer. And that is our maestro's turn. And we go on to Tel. Tel, you are slowed, so your speed is 5. What would you like to do on your turn? Keeping in
First, I'm
mind
going
that
to
you do
move.
get your heroic resource.
I moved there. Let me get that resource tapped on here.
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. And I will use. Well, there was a couple of different. Wait. Oh, adjacent to the target. Okay, that wouldn't work. No, for this one, I will use patient shot. So I'm gonna take a deep breath, take a nice good aim, and then loose my. I'm using a bow, so I'm shooting an arrow at him.
Okay. So for heroic resource, you get 1d3 at the start of your turn. Did you roll that?
No, I thought it was just 1.
No, you get 1d3.
Okay. How do I I guess I just roll it in here.
Yeah, you can just roll it in there. Yeah.
Well, the D4, so
Okay.
3.
So you have 3. Do you still want to do patient shot?
Just a second. Let me. I'm not super familiar with this here. Let me do eviscerate.
Eviscerate. Okay, so we're spending all 3 of those heroic resources you just got. As I say that out loud, in case anyone has a trigger where they get stuff when an ally spends resources in a turn, and you're
I
gonna
get
do
I
eviscerate.
get stuck if it's a is it a heroic ability?
This is a heroic ability, so anything that spends a resource is a heroic ability.
Nice. I get a focus.
Yeah. And go ahead and roll your eviscerate.
Boon or Bane, none.
None.
Okay. Bonus penalty, none.
Correct. Yay,
Okay.
learning. Awesome. So that is a tier 2 success. You are next to Nada. And so because of the synaptic break, that's not agility less than 1. That's agility less than 2. And you are targeting the maestro?
Yes.
Okay. The maestro's agility is 2. So we know that this fails. This is a moment where I will bring up heroic hero tokens. You lot currently have 2 hero tokens. You could choose to spend a hero token to increase the potency of this attack to 3, making it work. You don't have to. I'm just letting you know that that is an option. So do we
So I just
want...
used mine. I just used mine to make the eviscerate.
Okay, so there are heroic resources, which is insight for you, but you as a table, you have things called hero tokens. Hero tokens can be used to give you surges,
Oh,
to increase potency, to let you reroll saving throws. You can spend 2 of them to heal a bit of stamina to prevent you from dying. Um, so it's your choice whether you think getting the bleeding condition on the maestro is worth spending 2 hero tokens right now, or if let's just let it be.
is he not hit at all, or is it just that he doesn't have he was hit but no bleeding?
Correct. He'll be hit, and this is whether or not he is bleeding.
Personally, I'm good with just a hit.
Okay. Well,
I mean, yeah, I
yeah.
burnt the hero resources, but it happens.
No, that's still fine. So he's gonna take 8 damage as you hit him with the eviscerate. And unfortunately, he is not bleeding, but you do get that decent hit in there. However, he dodges to the side, he jumps up, he vaults over it in his panpipe playing, as he is not a simple little minion. He has a lot more stamina than the 2, 3, 4s that you've been taking out already. So
Which is why I went after him, because I had a feeling he was our baddie.
yeah, he is pretty nasty. So you have moved forward a little bit. You have used your main action to make that shot. Do you want to move any more or use your maneuver?
What's the difference between maneuver and move?
So movement is moving your speed, in this case 5 while slowed. Your maneuver can be used for a couple things. You in particular, you can use a black ash teleport to teleport 5 squares, or you could also use it for generic things like pushing, shoving, grabbing, and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, let me use the Black Ash teleport. And I'd like to. What is the squares reduced to on this, or is it normal?
It is normal.
Okay. Well, I will go here and kind of get behind the wagon for cover.
Okay. So I'll have to pull you out of the wagon, but you are behind the wagon for cover. That's fantastic. And at the end of your turn, you get to roll a d10. On a 6 or higher, you end your slowed condition. On a 5 or lower, you fail. Some of you may have abilities that change what that number is, but the core is 6 or higher. And with an 8, as you teleport away, your ears get clogged by the black ash of the teleport enough to drown out the panpipe's tempo, and you are no longer slowed.
Cool.
With that, I have a surprise.
Oh,
Guys, there's a 5th initiative order that you didn't know about. It's a red group.
Oh, wow.
The red group are behind you. And so they're going to come moving in 5 squares.
Oh,
This
sure.
group of mischievers. So they have moved in 5 squares. They are going to use their maneuvers to two of them are going to use maneuvers to pick up the crates, and then they're going to continue moving, and they're going to use their actions to dash. So they had 2 squares left, and they get another 7 on top of that. So another 9, as 2 of them have almost gotten away with crates. The other 2 that have not managed to grab any crates, they're going to move up next to Tell, finishing their movement. They're going to maneuver, grab 2 more crates, and then we'll grab 2 more crates. They're going to begin to move away. So as they begin to move away, this would trigger an attack of opportunity. However, attacks of opportunity are triggered actions. I'm going to be real honest. I forgot whether they're free triggers or not. So let's look at our triggers.
Mine says free.
Free. Okay. So Tell, as a free triggered action, you may make a free strike. Free strikes are in your main actions, and they're going to be below all your cool stuff. If you would like, you may make an attack of opportunity as they attempt to run away with crates.
So could I use a regular main action then?
An attack of opportunity has to be a free strike. I believe, Jagan has a ray attack that can be used as a free strike, but for the most part, it's just going to be your free strike ability, your melee free strike.
Oh, okay. So it'd be the same idea as a patient shot, but it wouldn't be patient shot.
Yeah, so if you scroll down below where patient shot is, you'll see a melee free strike option, and that's what you would have to use.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Okay. Okay. Now I got it.
Okay, that is a tier 1, and so that's only going to do 4 damage. Good news is, though, that is going to kill one of them.
Okay.
And so, yeah, 3 of them are getting away, and one of them is still nearby. Is there? Yeah, no, that's the end of my red mischievers, as one of them has been taken out. The others are getting away with the crates. At the end of their turn, that's the end of the round. So we will reset the turn order. If anyone has an awesome idea of what they want to do right away, you can put your initiative to a 2. If you have an idea, it doesn't matter when, you can put a 1. And if you have no idea, go ahead and put a 0.
I can't modify my initiative.
That's odd. You should be able to. Well, what would you like it to be?
I was going to put it at 2.
I put a 3 because my
Okay.
finger slipped. Yeah, so we got that set up. As we go on to round 2, I'm going to get, there are 4 of you. I'm going to get 6 malice, as it's round 2, and there are 4 of you. And I get to go first. I'm going to try and take out Chad with my blue group. Chad, you are surrounded and you are flanked. Flanking gives an edge. So as my swift paws surround you, they are going to do their rapier flungs all over the place. This is going to be 2d10 plus 2. Even with an edge, that's still a tier 1 result. That is going to be 4 points of damage.
I will use a triggered action here.
Okay.
I will parry, so I
Ooh.
will take half of that damage. And then I will shift one. I'm assuming that means I get to move one square.
You get to move 1 square, and you do not take attacks of opportunity.
Cool. I'm gonna come on down this way here. Shift one, and I'll take 2 damage.
Okay. As you get out of the way of this rapier flung, that's the end of their turn. So we go to all of you. 2 of you have ideas. Feel free and discuss which one seems better to do.
Uh,
My idea consists of if I can move through Nada,
You can move through
um,
Nada.
since I'm without it being difficult terrain or anything.
I'm going to say, yeah.
Because I'm large. I don't know what size Nada is.
Yeah, so all of you are going to be size 1 and then large, medium, small. There may be rules for moving through allies being difficult terrain. I don't care. Put it in the comments if that's the real rule.
But I can bring one of those, at least one of the mischievous lashers back. With or the mischievers with my holy lash. I can pull. It says vertical pull. Is that
Yeah, so
just
vertical pull
toward
means you
me?
can also move them up and down as opposed to just
Oh,
horizontally.
okay.
So instead of pulling them closer towards you, you could fling them into the air and then they take falling damage.
Right.
that's it's not a bad idea, but hear me out. I can make this so that everybody attacks on my turn,
I mean, that's pretty good too.
so we can just kill them before they run off.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Is it an attack and move, or like everybody gets their turn?
No, it is a. Each target can make a free strike, so you will make a ranged free strike to hit it.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so
But
we want to.
everybody,
Well, I can't reach
sorry.
with my 10. I can't reach the guys on the edge. They can get away with their crates.
Mm. Um, so it says each target can make a free strike. Does that include myself? It
Uh,
doesn't give me any
so if you look at the top of
free
the heroic
allies.
ability, it says,
I
yeah,
see
3
it.
allies. Awesome.
Okay, so you can reach the closest one. Can you other two reach the bottom two?
I can reach any of them.
Okay. Nadia?
With my range,
I can't reach any of them from where I'm at that are running with the crates.
I have range 5.
Mm. Okay, so nobody can get close enough to it. Oh, except for
Like I said,
Tail.
I got it.
Okay.
I obviously only get one shot, so
But if it's a good shot, you might be able to kill a couple.
true
Right.
because of carryover damage.
Okay. Do we want to go? Same could happen with the uh, whatever Jagan was just going to do. So either way, we're only going to get one shot. We can go with yours, or
I will say
everybody
that
can just attack everybody.
your now ability is a maneuver, so you also get your main action that you could do stuff with as well.
Oh, that's a maneuver?
That's a maneuver.
Oh, wow. In that case, I say we do that, and I can use my 2 shot at the same time.
Yeah, let's do that because then I can attack one of the ones that are near you or the maestro guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Chad has a swift paw next to him, ranged attacks do have a bane, so a -2. So if we start off with the now, you could possibly take out the one giving him a bane before he even makes an attack. So I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
put Chad as the one going. Chad, reminder at the start of your turn, you do get heroic resource.
Right. That's what I'm counting on so that I can use now. Which, when it comes to my turn, that's what I exactly will be doing. I will be using now, saying, "Get them, boys!"
Okay. So he targets each of you, allowing you to make a free strike, either melee or ranged. So we will start with Jagan. Jagan, who would you like to target?
Um, target that guy right there.
Okay.
No edge or bane on that, correct?
No edge or bane.
That is going to be 2 + 2, 4.
Yeah, that's going to take out that guy. From there, Tell, you get to choose a target for a free strike.
I will take the furthest one down with a crate to the right.
To the right, okay. Go ahead and make your ranged free strike. That is a tier 1. That's going to do 4 damage, and that's going to take that guy out as well.
Okay, well, at least one's down.
So,
Yeah.
word of guidance, shoot better.
Word of guidance, shoot better. So on that trigger, +2 for the edge, that takes you up to a 13, and that'd be 2 carryover damage to the guy next to him.
Okay.
And then Nada, you get to choose a target for your free strike.
I believe the only one close enough for me is the Maestro himself.
Awesome.
All right, let me do my ranged free strike. Blah. Tier 1 success.
Okay. It's still 4 damage.
Yeah.
So, Chad, as you maneuver, shout out, now! Please describe what plays out as you continue your turn.
As I shout out now, everybody goes and to do their attack. Chad is going to run up this way to get a little bit closer, and pulling up my longbow, I'm going to fire off my 2-shot, hitting both of these guys. Oh no!
Well, you rolled a single d8. It's 2d8 plus 2. So you get another d8 plus 2 on top of that.
Oh, it's D8.
D10.
Or I'm sorry,
2d10.
2d10. I saw an 8. I said 8. Yeah. So
Okay, there we go.
that's not an 8. That's a 15. That's a tier 2 success. So that is 6 damage to both of them, I believe. Is that correct?
It is.
And that's going to finish off our red troop as you kill both of them with that shot.
No touch my crates. And that's it.
Okay, well, that seemed like a very good use to take care of that problem. However, as we continue on from your turn, I'm going to use a villain action. Villain actions are like legendary actions, but I have 3 of them. I can use each of them once. So they're not infinite and they don't recharge. I got 3. I can use them once. However, I'm going to use the most powerful one called Rondo of Rat. Actually, as I say this out loud, it may not be best to use it right now. No, I can do it. Awesome. So, as I use Rondo of Rat, there's going to be this 10 burst going out from the maestro. And as he plays a more chipper tune, all of the dead Raiden Whites stand up, lash out, and fall dead again. So, for every Raiden White next to you, you are going to be taking a free strike. So, Tell, you have 3 dead Mischievers. So, you're going to take 6 damage as they stand up, eviscerate, doing a Mortal Kombat uppercut, and drop back to the ground. Jagan, you have a Swift Paw and a Mischiever next to you. So, you're going to be taking 4 points of damage as they stand up, attack, and fall down.
You said 6 on me.
6 on you, correct. So that is happening at the end of Chad's turn. And then we will go directly into the Mischiever's turn as he is lashing out for all the attacks you've begun to throw at him. On his turn proper, he is going to move forward, jumping over the wall to move here. And as he does so, he gets within close range of all of you. He finishes off that chipper little melody with a massive blow into the panpipes that just fills all of them, and it shrilly breaks through all of your ears. And he is going to use Cacophony. So with Cacophony, that's a 5 burst. So all of you within 5 squares of him. So Jagan, Nada, and Tell. And he is going to make a power roll +3. And that is going to be a tier 2 success. On a tier 2 success for Cacophony, you each take 6 sonic damage, and he gets to slide you 3. So go ahead and mark your 6 sonic damage each. And
I am
then
winded.
Nada, he's going to slide you 3
Um,
into the wagon. You have a stability of 1, so that's really a slide of 2. So you are going to be taking 3 points of damage. Same thing for Jagan. Jagan, you're going to be taking 3 points of damage as this cacophony, you reel away from it and slam your heads on the wagon. And you know what? Tell, I'll also slam you into the wagon for another, actually, for you, I think it's 4 damage if your stability is 0.
Can you slide me that way?
Yeah, he can
Just
slide you in any
clarify. Okay,
direction.
then I'm down.
Okay, so at 0, you are still up. You are considered dying. You actually die at negative your winded, which is half of your max. So you'll die at -9. While you are dying, you are also bleeding. While bleeding, whenever you do something of significance, use a main action, make a power roll, use agility or a might on a test, you are going to take 1d6 plus 1 damage as exerting yourself in this state hurts you. And so, uh, as Tell, you're down to 0. After that additional damage, Jagan, how you looking?
so question on the movement thing, right? Because
Yeah.
um, I just didn't remember how the differences work in sec. It's all still 1, but like medium, large is different. So like the might has to be a certain amount.
That
Do I
only
get a
matters if your size is 2 or 3. So in this case,
right?
and
And
that's
my stand tough says that your might score is treated as 1 higher for resisting potencies, and you gain advantage for tests. Does that not matter in that?
that does not matter here. There was not a potency
Okay.
called for, and there was not a test being made. So the test would be for like doing a shove maneuver. This is getting hit by dynamite. So very good call
Okay.
out. Very good to keep an eye on. It just does not apply here. Uh, so yeah, with that question answered and taking your 3
Oh,
additional damage, how are you looking?
I'm down to 4 now. So
Okay, and then Nada, how you doing?
I'm hurting pretty bad. I'm down to 9 health.
Okay.
are we all supposed to be able to see each other's hit points in this game or not?
You should. Can you not?
I
No.
can see
Yeah, I can.
tells. I can't see Nada's or Chad's.
Yeah,
Interesting.
same.
I just can't see Chad's.
Okay, I have that updated. Yeah, generally seeing each other's stamina helps with all the tactical things.
Yeah.
Other tables may run it other ways. I just think it's good for this type of game. So yeah, the maestro moves forward, blasts this cacophony. You got reel back, slam into the wagon. The cacophony hurts enemies, not structures. However, with each of you ramming into the wagon, that is going to damage the wagon. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 damage on the wagon. Not 4, 2 each. So 2 each would be 6. So the wagon is damaged a bit as you each pummel into it. And then the final part of cacophony is he gets to shift 3. So he's going to move 3 away. And each ally within distance can use Ready Rodent. There are none alive to use Ready Rodent. So that is the maestro's turn. That was a massive turn. I do have 6 malice. But I'm good. It goes to any of you. Jagan, you previously really wanted to go. Do you still really want to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Are you
so
praying or just getting base piety?
let's see here, because I have 2 currently. Need 5 for that. I'm gonna go ahead and pray.
Okay, risking the scorn.
Yeah. And let's see if I can get to 5. No.
That is a 1. So on a 1, you still get an additional piety. You get 2, but I think you take a d6
Yeah,
damage.
correct.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6 for your damage. That and
Oh,
then
I
you
had
can describe how you're
3. I was
scorned.
looking at the wrong thing. So I have 5 now.
You just prayed yourself to death, my friend.
Well, I'm not dead, but
Well, yeah.
worse. Yeah.
You are dying
Um,
and bleeding at -1, which means if you take a main action, you will take even more damage. Please
right. So
describe
what
what
I
this
want to
moment
do
looks like.
right. I definitely said maybe worth it, and then I'm going to select myself, Nada, Tell, and Chad. Is Chad within 10 of me? One,
That
two.
is within 10.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to select all four of us and do a Faith is your armor, or Faith is our armor. I don't think I would have an Edge or Bane on this one.
You would not. It's very
Okay.
rare to get an edge or bane on something that isn't an attack.
Okay. So that's going to be a tier 2, which everybody is going to get 10 temporary stamina.
Okay. So temporary stamina is damaged before actual stamina. It does nothing for the dying condition that is on Tell or you, but it is bonus health that is very good for absorbing all this damage.
But we get 10 temporary still, right?
Yeah, you do get the 10 temp. Yeah,
Okay. But our normal stamina just stays where it's at.
correct.
Okay.
Question
But
on
I'm
that.
still in the dying condition.
You are still in the dying condition. What is your
Okay.
question, Vox?
That was the question.
Yeah. Okay.
And then can I use my main action to heal
Uh,
myself?
so you can use your main action to give yourself a maneuver. Um, you cannot take the catch breath while dying, but you have healing grace, which is different.
Yes. So healing grace is I can spend a recovery.
Okay. And if you spend additional piety, you can actually spend additional recoveries. So you can spend multiple, or you can let other people also spend recoveries. So depending how much piety you have left and how
Oh,
much you want to give out, you could recover multiple times or help someone else.
actually, I gained 2 piety because the first time in an encounter where a creature within 10 squares regains stamina, would
Uh,
temporary stamina be
nope.
that or
That is
no?
not regaining
Okay.
stamina. That's gaining temporary.
Okay. Well, then I can only do myself because I don't have enough left over for anybody else.
Okay. So with 0 piety remaining, you can just heal yourself up a bit. Which ironically, you have now
But
regained stamina. So now you get piety. You just don't have the action economy
yeah,
to use the ability again. So,
now I have more piety.
yep.
But yeah.
Cool, cool. So that is your main action and your maneuver, as you have doubled them down to both being maneuvers. You still have movement available.
Don't think I would need to move anywhere unless I want to not be in line of sight of these red eyes if they decide to do something. So 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4.
it really comes down to probably the red eyes being next. They're the only thing I have
Um,
left.
move to the other side of the wagon. Um, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, with that, I'll go to my red eyes. And so the red eyes on their turns, let's look at their ranges and their movement. My red eyes have speed 5 and their range is 10. So they are capable of shooting at Nada, Jagan, Tell, and they'll have to move a bit to hit Chad. But yeah, we'll move them all up. And there are one, two, three. There are 8 of them, and there are 4 of you. This is the point where I call out, I did not adjust the encounter for 4 heroes instead of 5, so you guys are doing great. Um, and they are each going to shoot at the lot of you. Yeah. So as they do so, they are going to be doubling up. So one of them is going to be doing the eyes on me shot, taking that roll for damage, and the other one is just going to be adding a free +2 damage with a free strike. So it's going to be a power roll +2 on the damage. We will start with Nada. This is going to be a +2 on the roll. And this is a 10. So this is going to be tier 1 results all throughout. Had I rolled higher, Jagan and Tal, since you have cover, you technically could have taken a lower tier from this roll because they would have had a -2 specifically against you. In this case, everyone's just taking a tier 1. So that is going to be 4 damage to everybody. And that does go to your temp first.
Temp was so handy.
Yeah, temp is
That
real
might
handy.
help.
Okay. With that, we will continue on. That is the end of the round. So, end of the round. Oh, that's not the end of the round. That's crazy. That's the end of my guys. Tell Nada who wants to go.
Okay. I could either take out a lot of the red eyes or put some nasty damage on the maestro. What are we thinking here? How about you, Tel? What you got up your sleeve?
I think out of your choices you just gave, I would go for the Maestro because he's the one that's the real problem. He's the one that's really messing us up. The other guys aren't that bad. So I would suggest that. As far as myself, I only have one thought, and I don't even know if I can do it. So,
Well, I can put a hurting on the maestro. If I get a 3-tier success, I can do 15 damage. But I don't know if that's going to kill him. Whereas
You have aid to hit the red eye.
yeah, if I go after the red eye with a powerful AoE I have, I can probably break through them.
I see. Yeah. Pick which one you like. Either one works for me. I mean, I don't have a lot of options myself, so.
And I've already used my reaction this round, correct, Josh? I
I
can't
believe
remember.
so.
There's no way for me to track it.
Yeah, I believe you already used it.
Okay.
Okay, I think Nada's going to try to go then. I'm trying to smash through the red eyes. But first, I think I need to do a maneuver to heal myself. Is that what that is?
Well, first of all, you start your
Or
turn.
is that a main action?
When you start your turn, did you gain discipline?
Yes, I gained 2. I'm at a 6 total right now.
Cool. So a maneuver to catch breath, you can go ahead and spend a recovery to regain some stamina.
Okay, my recovery says 8,
So
9, and 8. So I'd get 8 points back?
No, that's 8 recoveries. You have 8 times you can recover.
Yeah, so if you click on the plus button next to characteristics, there will be a stamina value underneath that.
Okay, so I'll get the 9 back then.
Yeah.
That value. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, the 8, 9 is correct.
If you just click on recoveries, it automatically does it for you.
Oh. Well, all right. That's handy.
Cool.
Okay, so that should leave me with my move and my action, correct?
Yeah, that does leave you with your move and your main action.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to... I have 40 movement. So I'm going to run into the thick of it. Put myself here. And yeah, here we go. All or nothing. I'm going to use a 5-point ability I have. Let's scroll to it. A squad unto myself. And this is a 2-burst psionic weapon. So that should hit most of the rats around me. It costs 5 points each enemy in the area.
Yeah, so that's going to hit 5 of them above you. The ones to the right are 3 squares away, as well as the topmost one. So that would target 5 of them.
If you were 1 square over,
I
you
think if I move
get
1
most of
over.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have the movement. I should be able to get a majority of them this way.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that is a tier 2 success. All the enemies take 9 damage. That is targeting 7 of them. So that's 63 damage. That is enough to overflow to even the one you can't reach. Well and truly over. How do you want to take out a squad until yourself?
Okay, so you finally see Nada take her hands out of her pockets, kind of center herself, and you see like this after image around her kind of shift and shift and shift. And she kind of looks up at the rat pack north of her, runs up there in a full dash, takes a fighting stance, and then like 15 after images of her just separate from her body. And she doesn't move, but she pantomimes the movements with her real body, and they just cleave through these red eyes, just taking them out.
Okay. As you do so, you technically did target the one with the
The
mark
mark.
on it from your tactician. And so it didn't change the tier, but if our tactician gains focus and wants to react to the mark being hit.
Absolutely. If you didn't kill all of them, I was going to help you with that. However, since you did, I I think you've earned to take another breath real quick. So I'll spend that focus that you just got me for hitting that guy, and you can spend another recovery.
All right.
Fantastic. Anything else, Nada?
No, that's me at full health.
Okay,
All
Chad.
right.
Chad is a free triggered when your target of your mark dies. You may move it to a new target.
Maestro.
Good choice. Okay, and the only one left is Tell. Tell, what do you want to do?
Well, I don't really think there's anything I can do. I don't think I can use a recovery, right?
So yeah, you are unable to heal yourself. Um, you can still move and you can still take actions and stuff, but if you take a main action, you're going to take 1d6 plus 1 damage. You're at
Right.
0, so that is not going to bring you to -9. So your action won't kill you, but you very much want your companions to help you quickly afterwards.
Okay, a stupid question, and I'm pretty sure the answer is no. But we have our kit, our pack with us, right?
Yeah,
Um, I don't suppose there's any chance in hell that there would be, excuse my language, uh, like a potion of healing in there.
you're correct. There is no chance in hell.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, you never know. I mean, you didn't. We don't know
Always.
what the kid has, so
Yeah, yeah, your general adventuring equipment has things for like rope, pitons, torches, tents,
yeah, I
cold
figured that.
weather. Yeah.
Um, let me zoom in here a little bit on this guy. He's got 6 temp, and I got to be at -9 to die, right?
Yes.
So I theoretically could still take an attack.
Yes. Did you roll for your insight at the start of your turn?
I did not.
Okay, you're gonna gain 2 insight at the start of your turn to keep things flowing.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty, with that, let me look real quick because I'm not super familiar with all this. All right, I'll just take the patient shot, and I'm going to target the maestro with this. That's 5.
We have been getting a lot of tier 1 results. However,
Yeah, we
because they are marked, you gain an edge on the attack, which gives you +2. That 11 goes to a 13, making it a tier 2 result.
which would be 8. Okay. After that, I am going to move over here because while the maestro is a threat, he seems to be mostly effects based versus actual combat. And I see these, we still got some swift paws over there,
Mhm.
not looking super friendly. So I will try to evade that situation. And that will be my turn.
Okay. With that, that's the end of the round. We will go to round
Oh,
3. Oh, go ahead.
I forgot to take the damage for that. What is it now? Or do I got to roll for the damage?
1d6 plus 1. The plus 1 is your level. So as you level up in this game, the bleeding condition scales with you.
4.
Oh, yeah, 4. Cool, cool. So we're up to round 3. I'm going to gain 7 malice. So I got a bunch of malice now. Things are gonna go real bad, guys. Um, and then each of you can go ahead and decide how good of a plan you got. Are you a 2, you a 1, you a 0?
Um, well, if I go, I can heal hell with my maneuver,
Mhm.
so that would be good. And then
Yes, that would be very good.
I have a thing where I can still do that holy lash against the maestro, um, and it can do a solid amount of damage if I get a high roll. Um,
Does anyone
is that
else wish
Do
to
you
argue against this?
I'm not.
do you have your still have your trigger ability, the guidance thing?
I do
Is it
now?
every
Yeah,
round?
yeah.
I could hit Maestro with a concussive shot or concussive blow. And if you hit me with that, if I can daze him for the turn or two. So I'm not entirely sure what dazing does.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
great question.
assuming.
So the dazed says I get to do one thing: main action, maneuver, or move.
So that's just a secondary option if you guys wanted to do that. But other than that, I'm good with Dragon's plan.
Well,
Yeah, go for it.
let's go with Jagan.
So I am going to move first. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I can move right there. And then if I spend 1 um, for my healing, uh, for every +1 I spend, I can target an additional ally, which can be myself and Tell. So
Hmm.
we can both spend a recovery. Um,
What did you roll for gaining piety at the start of your turn?
oh, I did not. Thank you.
Okay. So you gain 2 at the start of your turn.
Um, and I already had 2, so I can spend 1 to do that. And so there's my recovery. And Tell, you can do a recovery.
Awesome. So you spent 1, you gain 6 as we have this healing grace throughout the area. What else, Jagan?
All right. And then I am going to do a holy lash on the maestro.
Okay, this is the first time in the round that a marked individual is being hit, so that's going to be a focus over to our tactician. And there is an edge on this attack, so it'll be +2 higher than what you roll.
So an edge. Yeah.
Uh, and that mark
Can I
gets
run the
us up to a
trigger on
tier
myself?
3.
Oh, that does get it to 3.
Yeah, that
Okay.
16 go. Oh, you
No,
all.
I added the edge,
Gotcha.
so it's a 16. Can I do the trigger on myself? The
Uh,
word of guidance. Oh, it says 1 ally, but
yeah. So yeah, in that case, you cannot do it on yourself.
okay. All right. Well, with that one, I can do 7 holy damage and then pull vertical 3. But because of my heritage, I can do any forced movement is a +1.
So that's vertical pull 4.
Yeah, so I can lift him up into the air 4, right? And
Uh,
then he would just drop.
yeah. And not only that, but this game does not know about the hypotenuse. Like the
Oh, okay.
designers are very clear about it. So you can pull
Yeah,
him 4 closer to you and into the air 4 and drop him down.
yeah. So that would put him right here, right?
Yeah, you can drop him right there as he cascades into the ground. And that's going to be another chunk of damage to him.
Question.
I
But that would have been 7 holy damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've marked the 7 holy damage on him as well. So we
Is
had a question.
is he now prone or is he
He is
on
not
his feet?
prone. He is on his feet.
Okay.
And then Chad, you had
Okay.
something.
I was going to spend a focus point and add damage to that, so it will take double damage, double my reason, which would be 2. So it goes to it gets an additional 4 damage on top of that.
Fantastic. He is just about winded. He's just around winded as you guys have started to waylay into him, and it's working. Okay. Jagan, anything else on your turn?
I believe that is all I can do for my action economy.
Okay. With that poll really messed up what I was gonna do. That was a really good poll. Yeah, my maestro is going to, for his move, he is going to take the disengage move action. So instead of moving his full speed, he is instead. Where is that? I don't think he gets that. I'm at least not seeing it. Well, if only I knew this game better. Put it in the comments. So he's not going to do that. He'll just do main action, cacophony. So this is going to be a burst of 5. This is going to hit Nada, Jagan, and Tell. And this is going to be that burst of sound that pushes people around and lets him move. So that is going to be a tier 2 result. That's going to be another 6 damage, sliding 3. So he is going to stumble himself backwards, trying to get away, scampering as he blows on the panpipes. That is 6 damage to Tell, Jagan, and Nada. And then both Tell and Jagan are going to be forced into the wagon again. Jagan, you are going to take another 4 damage. Tell, you're going to take another 6 damage from being rammed into the wagon.
That's just the last 6 temporary I had. So
combining the 6 sonic and the 6 bludgeoning, or 4 bludgeoning for you.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and that's his maneuver, or that's his main action. He still has his maneuver.
Wait.
Yeah.
I thought I was out of resources. I actually do have resources. Can I use hesitation and weakness right now?
No, he's already taking his turn. At the end of when one player ends their turn, a hero ends their turn, then you get to do it. But I'm in the middle of my turn.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be good to go before the swift pause. Yeah. So yeah, that's his main action for the cacophony. For his maneuver, he's going to use tempo change, and he is going to try to slow down Nada. So he's going to do this to Nada and Jagan. So his tempo change is going to be +3 on that. That is a tier 2 success. So both Nada and Jagan, if your presence is 2 or lower, that is going to be slowed. Nada, is your 2 or lower?
Yeah, it's 1.
Okay, you are slowed. Jagan, are you 2 or lower?
Presence is 2.
Okay, so you are not slowed. He does slow down Nada, his main focus. And that is the end. Now he's gonna run. He's gonna try and get some distance. And that'll be the end of his turn. So we have Tell, Chad, and Nada to go.
Well, I was going to suggest running after him, but you know what? One of you guys might be better at that right now.
Yeah, I've got the range for it.
I mean,
I can just take him from here.
Ed still has his thing, yeah, and I still got my trigger.
So
Actually, I can hit both groups at the same time with the 2-shot.
sounds like we want to do Chad.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, works.
Chad, you gain your 2 discipline or 2 focus at the start of your turn.
I do. I'm just going to go ahead and do a 2-shot.
And what are
Um,
your targets?
one will be on the Maestro, and then the other one will be on this center Swift ball that's still left. One in the middle there. Yep.
Cool, cool. So do your roll.
Right.
Aim better.
Aim better. Since I'm aiming at 2 targets, do I still get the edge or no? I'm not really sure. Since
Yeah, so you get the edge on the Maestro and then not on the Swift Paw. So
okay, so
yeah.
we'll do a separate. I'll have to do a separate one there. So the edge there, we'll do that one for the Maestro.
So it is still a single die roll. So that is a 13
Oh, right.
or a 15 on the Maestro. So yeah, it's all as much as this game can be, it's a single die roll to see what happens. So both of them are going to be a tier 2 success.
Fabulous. So uh, that is 6 damage to both targets. And since I'm hitting the marked target, I will go ahead and use a focus to do double my reason. So add another 4 damage to that. So that's 10 damage to the Maestro.
That is, yes. And as you do so, the Swift Paw you shoot, there's 2 points of damage that go over. Would you like to bounce that to the left or the right?
Left.
Okay. Awesome. So that is your 2-shot. Anything else on your turn, sir?
No, actually, no. I'm good as is.
Okay. I only have 1 option left. However, I got a lot of malice. I'm going to spend 7 malice at the start of the 1 remaining Swift Paws turn. I'm so glad you didn't kill those Swift Paws, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this. And I'm going to use Rally the Rodents. So let's go ahead and grab my rodents.
That doesn't sound good.
And the Maestro is going to use his music to coordinate living rats, forming a 10-square wall of rats, scaring atop one another. The wall does not block line of effect for the Raiden Whites and their allies, but it does for all of you. You may target this wall. So we will put a wall between you and the Maestro. So you have to either fight your way through the wall or get around it in order to target the Maestro anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as he pipes his little pan pipe, and very much the Pied Piper creates this cacophony of rats that fill the area. We go on to that's at the start of the Swift Paw's turn. The Swift Paw moves forward, and we're going to bring one up to Jagan, one up to Chad, and they're both going to do the Rapier Flungs. So that is going to be another tier 1 result. The number of tier 1 results is crazy. So that is going to be a single point of damage to both of you. And if your stability is 1 or greater, you do not get moved. I don't know if you get moved, Chad. Your stability is
My
1.
stability is 1.
You do not get moved. So that's a single point of damage to each of you as they move in, as they're mainly distracting you from the pile of rats forming between you and the Maestro. And all of a sudden, Nada and Tell's plans to go after the Maestro are slightly hampered. Who wishes to go next? Nada?
Yeah. I could try to break through the rats, or I could heal you, Tell.
Uh,
unless you got something up your sleeve.
Well, I could always do catch breath, so there's that. But I only gain like 6 back, so it really it's your choice.
Healing an ally with your does take your main action to do the heal. So
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's a heal action. Okay. It's up to you, Tell. If you'd like to take your turn and catch your breath and try to smash through that, feel free.
Uh, we can. I mean,
Unless you feel
should
more
I just
comfortable with
click
me
on
making
the?
an opening for you.
Well, right now I'm so squishy and soft. It's yeah. If I do the catch breath, what do I just click on the little little shareability and chat thing there?
yeah, really, it'll be your maneuver to spend a recovery. So you can really just maneuver click the recovery if you're going to be doing that on your turn.
Okay, then I still have an action after that,
You,
or
yes, you still have an action after that.
okay. Well, I will do that then for
Okay.
my movement.
Well, we will start off at the beginning of your turn. You gain a D3. So you gain 3 insight. You then spend your maneuver to catch
Sorry, I
breath.
forgot.
So you can go ahead and spend a recovery with your catch breath. And then you have your movement and your main action remaining.
You said I got 3 off of that.
3 insight, correct.
Okay, and then I still got my main action, so I can. What was the restrictions on the wall? You said like we
Uh,
could.
so the stone wall is just 2 squares to go through. The wall of
Direct.
rats,
Yeah,
you can attack sections of it to destroy sections and move through, or you can go around. You cannot target through, so you can't shoot arrows through. You can't do magic through. It blocks you.
I can't teleport then.
I don't think so because it blocks a line of effect.
Okay.
Can
Well, if that's the case, then I
you
will.
move out this way though?
Yeah, he could totally move out around it.
Well, how many squares? Oh shoot! I should have the squares for that. Well, it puts me at the top. If I'm reading it right. Unless we're counting diagonal as 1 square.
That'll be 4 squares to get to the top, and you have a speed of 7.
Oh,
So that'll be 5
okay.
squares to move there. And then if you want to go onto the wall, yeah, that's your movement as you get around the wall. It didn't stop you.
Okay. And with that, I will go ahead and pop a patient shot.
A patient shot. Okay. Saving up those resources. As a reminder, all your resources go away at the end of the combat. So if you're saving them up, you might want to start using them.
Another tier 1, 5.
Yeah, even with the edge from the mark, that sucks.
I
Yeah.
keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Bit by bit, I guess.
Bit by bit.
I can add a focus for another 4 damage. I'm not going to be able to do anything fancy on my turn, but I can
Okay.
add damage.
Hey, yeah, dude, that's what you're doing. Okay. With that, at the end of Tell's turn, Nada, you're the last one to go.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm slowed, so it's half speed.
It's not half; it's -2.
Oh, -2. Okay. So that puts me to, I believe, 6. Yeah, I'm at 8 speed normally, so yeah, I'm at 6. All right. So is that double speed to get through here?
Yeah, just that 1 square.
Well, you were standing in a
If you were
like
if you
a
were already
break in the
standing on it,
fence.
you're fine.
Oh yeah, I was. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 more squares. All right. He's too far away for me to do anything to him, but it's a start. What do I have for actions? Yeah, he's too far away from my best moves. Too bad. All right. But you know what I can do? I take that back. I
Yeah.
would actually like to square up with this wall right here. And I'm going to try to break through an opening here for my teammates to try to plow through. I'm going to
Okay.
attack these rats.
Okay.
And I would have had 2 points. No, technically I would be up to 4 points because I got 1 back when you did your malice, and I got 2 at the start of my turn, so that boosts me up to 4.
Cool.
You know what? Let's go with the gusto. Let's do a chronal spike on this huge wall of rats.
Is that
So
a heroic ability?
Yes,
that
yes.
is. So that's going to be 12 damage. And then you can shift up to half your speed before or after that attack. What is your speed?
Right now, because I'm slowed, it is 6.
6. Oh, you would have been just short with that shift. Okay. But yeah, so that's going to be 12 damage, and that is going to destroy one section of the rat wall. Unfortunately, these are not minions, so the damage does not pile over.
That's okay. I just wanted to create an opening. So
Yeah.
again, Nada will sit there and she'll just stare at the rat wall for a little bit, and you'll see her shimmer and shake, and then all of a sudden you'll just see her stretch one hand out quickly, and just the whole rat wall just dissipates and shatter, falls. They start spreading, and I'm like,
Fantastic.
Jaggin, I got an opening.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. That'll take us to round 4. On round 4, I get another 8 malice. And I get to go first. As you update your little numbers on plans, I'm going to activate my maestro, who is getting really iffy. He's back and forth. He doesn't know what's going on. He gets desperate. He's been playing music this entire time, and he starts to go feral as he needs you to die, and the people that are supposed to have blood on their hands aren't doing it. So he is just going to move up. He is actually more afraid of Nada than he is Tell, but he can't get to Nada because of the wall. So he's gonna get up to Tell, and I'm gonna spend a bunch of malice on a special attack. So I'm gonna spend 3 malice to do a trouser cut. And then on top of that 3 malice, I'm gonna spend a bunch more on a malicious strike. So I'm going to spend 5 for the malicious strike, which lets me add a bit of damage. And then for every additional 1 I spend, I get to add even more damage. So I'm going to spend another 6. So that is going to be a total of 6, 7, 8, 9. I get to add plus 9 damage to this attack on Telethel. The trouser cut is going to be a plus 2. And that's another tier 1 result. So that is going to be that's going to be 16 damage on this malicious trouser cut. 16 damage, and it's going to push 3. And it's going to drop his trousers. If you want to move, you must use a maneuver to pick up your pants beforehand. However, that 16 damage, I believe, brings you to -8 Telethel.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
be correct.
Had I done any more damage, that could have killed him. You would have been able to spend hero tokens to prevent that. But this trouser pull is eviscerating the arteries that go through the inner thighs as well. As Telethel is in a real bad spot. If he does anything on his turn, it will kill him. So anyways, that was my main action and my move. He's now going to do a cacophony burst. Or he can't do that. He can do tempo change. He's going to do a tempo change. So he's going to target both Nada and Telethel, trying to slow you down. And so I need both of you That's a 13. If your presence is 2 or lower, Nada, at the end of your turn, you could have made a save to end this low. So go ahead and roll a d10. Okay. You got rid of the slow, and he re-slows you. The reason that roll was needed is because I could have thrown the tempo change at a different target if you were not slowed. So both of you are now slowed, and one of you is horribly bleeding from both inner thighs. It's your turn. Who wants to go?
Are we back at the top?
We're back at the top.
Oh,
As a matter of question, if I step to this position, would I have line of effect on
I'd
the
give you
maestro or
line of
no?
effect. Yes, I'd give you line of effect. I'd give half cover. So it would be a bane, so a -2 on the power roll, but you would have line of effect. And the bane and
And I
the
yeah,
edge from the mark would cancel out.
and I can't move because this guy right here, right?
He
He
would
could
get yeah,
opportunity.
he'd get an opportunity attack, which would just be a free strike for him.
Okay.
So minions doing free strikes tend to be 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage.
Unless Chad thinks he's got something else that he can do, or Nada or Tell.
Well,
Nothing I
I
can do.
could. Um, Nada, is he within striking distance for you?
even slowed, I could get to him. He's
Oh,
within
okay.
range striking distance, but not melee.
So, dang, he's gonna get to go again after us.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
I
So
can
I
heal.
can
I can heal Tell too.
use my
So
ability, strike now, and let you use one of your signature abilities as a free triggered action. Um, and actually, ooh, Jagan, if you could get close enough on your turn and position yourself next to him, I can do that and target both of you to hit him at the same time there. 2 free
yeah,
signature abilities plus your turn.
probably be better if I go first then.
Yeah, to get into position.
Yeah,
Either of you.
I don't think I have any signature abilities I could hit him right now. I'm too far. He's too far away.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would be able to if I just move, which I can do.
Yeah, let's go with Jagan.
Okay. I did not pray for that, just so you know.
Yeah, so unless you say beforehand, we'll assume you're not.
Okay. All right. Um, so with gaining the 1 there, that puts me up to 4, which means I'm going to do the other thing if I got more, but I can't. So I'm going to use a spend of 2, and then what that will do on my healing grace.
Okay.
So um I can use it on myself, and Tell can use 2 recoveries.
Nice. So Tal, go ahead and hit recovery twice.
And this is regular, not temporary.
Correct. So just hit the recovery button twice.
Thank you
Okay.
so much for that.
And then I am going to move. I'm here. I have direct line of effect on Maestro, right?
Yes, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Um, then if the opportunity attack from that swift paw, yeah,
Yeah.
swift paw.
That opportunity attack is going to be 1 point of damage.
Okay. And then for my action, I am going to go ahead and hit that guy with my lash. The holy lash. Maestro is going to get hit with that.
Cool, cool.
Do I have an edge because of the mark?
Yes, you do.
Well, we still got to 2. So 4. Um, let's go ahead and plop him right there. So he'll move up 4, but over 2. Does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pick
And
him up
then,
and drop
yeah.
him.
Yeah. So I'm
Nice.
going to pick him up over there, and then he's going to get dropped there, but he'll take that 7 holy damage as well.
Fantastic.
Is that considered a heroic ability or is it a signature?
That's a signature.
Awesome. Anything else, Jagan?
All good to go.
Okay, I'll go with my remaining Swift Paws. My Swift Paws have a move of 7. So one of them is going to chase you down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to get to flanking. And then they're both going to be attacking Jagan and Chad. The one attacking Jagan has an edge because of the flanking. So their rapier flung once more. That is going to be a tier 2 success against both of you. And so that is going to be 2 damage and a slide 2. So Chad, that's 2 damage, and you get pushed back 1. Jagan, that's 2
I will
damage.
parry.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, awesome. So go ahead and shift where you want to shift. He still manages to push you, but with the parry, you get to shift as well. So you can do that.
Is there a potency effect with that?
There's no potency effect with it.
Okay.
The potency effect is like on the cacophony and the slow, where I'm having people do is your presence this or is your presence that.
Gotcha.
Jagan, your 2 points of damage goes up to 3 as the 2 push becomes a 1 push as he pushes you into Nada. And Nada, you take 1 point of damage as well.
Okay. Does that count as a main action from the Swift Paw?
That is a main action within your
Cool.
null field.
Great.
And from there, it's back to all of you. And y'all are going to get to go in quick succession, one after the other, without me able to do much.
Yeah, let me go next and do strike now. Spending 5 of my focus, telling Jagan and Nadia to use a signature ability on Maestro.
Okay.
Use a signature ability?
Yep.
I think I'm not going to survive this. So yeah.
Okay.
Both of you go ahead and make your signature abilities with an edge because of the mark, as he tells you to strike now.
1 second. I used the wrong ability.
Oh, you're fine.
I didn't mean to use Dance of Blows. It was a single target that I needed.
Yeah, go for it.
That was it. Pressure points.
Pressure points. Okay, so that is minimum 11 damage. That's going to take him
Plus
out.
pull 3 up into the air so he can drop. I don't know if that would make a difference.
You're killing him anyways. So as you yell out, like you guys had planned this, and now with the strike now, this is what was planned for. As you eviscerate the maestro, the remaining Swift Paws are going to just book it and run. The wall of rats still remaining shrieks because the rats are still on the battlefield at the end of the battle trigger having been hit. I need everybody to make an intuition test. This is 2d10 plus your intuition score.
Do I get an opportunity attack against Swift Paw that's running away from me?
So in this game, when we hit the end of combat trigger, and if enemies leave, we don't roll to take care of them. They are fleeing for their lives. If you choose,
Okay.
you may finish them off, or you may let them mercifully go on to rethink their lives. It is your choice how you react to them scattering.
And you said it's an intuition check?
Yes, this is going to be an intuition test. So yeah, as once we figure out the shrieking effect, you guys can decide what happens to those that are fleeing. So as you lot have each done your 2d10 plus your intuition, If you got a tier 1, that's 11 or lower, they'll be in effect. Tier 2 is 12 to 16. 17 plus is tier 3. So if you got a 17 plus, nothing happens to you. If you got
That would be me this one time finally, because I got 2 plus the 16 plus 2.
Fantastic. Fantastic. One thing goes in your direction. 12 to 16, tier 2 is going to take 5 sonic damage. And then 11 minus, you're going to take 7 sonic damage. Not only does this shrill through your very being, but it troubles you, and it's going to last into your nightmares. You will not be able to take a respite activity during your next respite. That would matter if this game went longer.
Oh, I have nightmares.
You have nightmares. But with that, you take the damage. That's going to be the end of the combat. What do you do with those fleeing?
They don't get away from me.
They don't get away
Yeah, I
from
was
you.
just gonna knock some arrows and shoot them.
Okay. Holy Lash is pulling them back as you pin them down, as they are splatting into the mud. You hear this, commotion coming from the wagon. The latch opens up. Did we lose any crates? Hector grumbling about yeah, they probably lost all our crates. No, they're all here. There's a small barrage of thank yous. As you look about the area, Fayok jumps down. He goes to the body of the maestro, begins checking it out, and then pulls out what appears to be this weird scaled glove that mirrors with the rainbow. Well, if nothing else, you might be able to make some use of this. You got us through this. Maybe you can get us through what's to come. And so you lot will be gaining from this combat gecko gloves. These scaled gloves have palms and fingers covered in these little sticky hairs. Whoever wears the gecko gloves, your grip is all but impossible to break. You cannot be disarmed. You can't lose your grip while climbing unless you're force moved, and any creature grabbed by you has a bane to break the grab. So as he throws the gecko gloves out to you, does anyone feel the need to claim them?
Oh,
I would
I
actually
think
suggest Nadia or Jorgen get those, just because they're the beefier,
Mm-hmm.
more frontline combat guys.
Well, in that case, I would say Jagan, considering a big thing is not being disarmed, and one of them doesn't
Disarm.
use weapons.
I was about to say that Jagan probably needs it more than I do.
Jagan, you don
All
the
right.
gecko gloves. With that, with a lot of learning and the fact that there was more enemies here than there should have been, this went pretty long. We're going to go ahead and take a quick little break, and then we're going to come back for 2 more examples of types of encounters that can happen. And we likely will not get to the final combat of this adventure. But that means those of you watching, there's still a surprise for you at the end of this adventure that you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, we will take a 5-10 minute break and then be right back to continue this adventure. Okay, everyone's back. Welcome back. So we have completed this combat. When we were away, we were talking about, hey, yeah, I figured out I should be doing this, or hey, I should have been doing that. It's a learning combat. We're learning stuff. Also, I called out earlier, I screwed up with some stuff. So the game still went fine despite mistakes being made. Before we continue on, do any of you want to share opinions on this big part of the session that we've just played?
That was all I had.
I really like the that comment, even though it did feel slightly hard, but that was explained by there were some things that were in there for a 5-person party instead of a 4-person party. So it makes sense, and I like that it was able to be doable, but still very challenging.
It was a very fun combat. I did
It was
enjoy
fun
it,
fight.
despite the fact that I played wrong. For Thrill and Druid, apparently I'm a tank. I have tank stuff, so like standing next to me is a very good idea.
Okay.
I know I shouldn't have gone by that wall, by the way. I
Eh,
knew going around that wall was not going to be a good move, but I went and did it.
I mean, you could have done a ton of damage. It just didn't play out that way. But yeah, so for the viewers, if you screw stuff up, it's still gonna be okay. Try new stuff. For now, though, getting back into the actual gameplay, we have finished the combat, which means you lot may now freely spend recoveries. So you may spend as many recoveries as you want to increase your stamina. Our temporary stamina has gone away. Our built-up heroic resources have gone away. And so it's kind of a reset, and your recovery value, the amount of recoveries you have, is the thing that will limit how many combats you can do. But the moment a combat's over, it's very easy for you to take a breather, patch yourself back up, and be fresh for what's to come.
How how often do you get the recoveries? That's for the respite?
Yeah, respites is how you get recoveries back. So we're not going to have a respite today, but in an adventure, whenever you return to a base of operations, a village, someplace safe, you can spend 24 hours doing a respite. You get rid of not get rid of, you gain back all your recoveries, and then actually you take a resource called victories and convert them to XP, which is the next thing I was going to lead into. So, having successfully beat this combat encounter, you each get one victory, and then you have successfully prevented any of the crates from being absconded with off of the map. So that earns you a second victory. So, everyone, in addition to spending your recoveries as much as you need, you can put 2 victories on the top of your character sheet. And if we were to go into a second combat, every victory you have is 1 free heroic resource that you get at the very beginning. So the more heroic stuff you do, the more awesome you get to be in combat when you go into the next combat. For now, we'll give you a moment to make sure you have your 2 victories as well as your stamina back up, and then I'll move us to the next section of this adventure.
Downside for the rest of the party, be aware I only have 4 recoveries right now. So this is
I
going to
only
be
have
ugly.
3.
Yeah, but I got to be like down to. I'll stand there. That leads me to. Puts me within 2 of full. So I will leave that alone.
Man, you guys are super squishy.
Yeah, you got what? Probably 40 points.
I got 33 and I still have 9 recoveries left. Somebody wasn't
Maybe
doing their job.
maybe
Sorry.
be a tank.
It's a learning game, guys. It's a learning game. So, as you lot push from this combat encounter, having fended off the bandits and showing no mercy to those that would prey upon the weak and the helpless, you continue on. As your days of travel ahead give no relief from the weather, you have to help keep the cart moving on your way to Broadhurst to get there in time to save the goats. The rain still coming down in sheets, soaking everyone, the road littered with debris, the horses, or a singular horse, brought to exhaustion. You need dry spots to camp. Spirits are low. Already kind of foreshadowed earlier, Myrna reminds you that she is hoping to gather more herbs along the journey to make more medicine for the goats. So you could spend time foraging. To make matters worse, the wagon's wheels are beginning to crack, and there's occasional farmers herding cows across the road. For this next large section of multi days of really hard travel, we're going to go into a montage test. The way montage tests work is there are a number of challenges that are presented before you, as I have just done, and then you lot get to take turns attempting to deal with these problems. You may either yourself deal with a problem, or you may help someone else deal with the problem, doing a power roll to assist in their task. If you succeed, they get a bonus. If you get in the way, they get a bane. So you lot are looking to gather enough successes to complete this montage before you get too many failures. Because there are only 4 of you, the number of successes and failures have been altered. I say that because I did not do that last time. So it has been adjusted for having fewer players, and montages tend to only be 2 rounds long. So each of you is going to get to go once. Each of you is going to get to go again. At the end of that, depending on how many successes and how many failures you have, will determine whether you have a total success, partial success, or a failure. So as you are looking at this situation, no one having to make any rolls yet, does anyone think that they might be good at dealing with any of these problems that I have presented before you?
Actually, yeah, this is where I actually think I got something. Tell has navigate. He
Mhm.
also has handle animals, and track could kind of sort of maybe be used in the navigation range. So those things could help with getting the wagon through.
Okay. So on the roll 20, I do have each of the particular problems. You may choose to focus on one of those problems for this round.
I got
And
you.
then next round, you'll be able to focus on the same one if it's still not done, or a different one.
I can work on the rally horses with the handle animals.
I
If
also have
anybody
handle
has,
animals and navigate. So, um, what is that? When you do the roll, is it just a straight test, or is it based off of something?
Yeah, so this is going to be a test. Depending on what you're doing, it'll be a might test and agility and intuition. And then if you have a particular skill that you think is appropriate, you bring it up, and I say, "Yeah, that makes sense," or "No, probably not." If I say yes, you get to add +2 on top of whatever the rest of it is. So it could possibly be 2d10 plus your characteristic +2 for a skill if it's appropriate. And this is
Oh,
also
actually,
being gauged in the 3 tiers of 11, 12 to 16, 17. And so depending on whether what you're doing is easy, medium, or hard, that changes how big of a number you're.
I see we got rally horses and deal with cows crossing. So one of us could do the horses with the animal handling, and the other one could do the cows.
Yeah.
that's
Typically, you are
true.
limited to a single use of a particular type of skill, but because it's 2 separate characters doing 2 separate tasks, I'm okay with you both doing animal handling. They're separated enough. So, yeah, if you guys wanna separate and deal with both those problems, it's just whoever wants to do a die roll first.
And then the other thing that I would say, I mean, we're talking about those two, but as for clearing fallen trees,
Mhm.
I am kind of a giant.
You
Kind
are
of
kind of a
a giant.
giant.
And I have the ancestry trait that is all is a feather. You are exceptionally strong. You gain an edge on tests made to lift and haul heavy objects.
Yeah, that would apply. So if you were to do that, that would be a might test with an edge. And if you made a good case for a skill, you could also have +2 for the skill.
Well, uh, what- I am blacksmithing, so I probably make some really good axes to clear away
But are you making the axes
the
right
things.
now? Are you
No,
in
no,
the
but
downfall of rain? Are
I
you
would
making
have
axes
one
right
with
now?
me. I'd have a really good axe with me because I was a blacksmith.
The other thing you blacksmithing could help with is fixed wheel.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, they are wood, but they're also bound with metal.
True.
Where do we want to start?
Well, what about uh, Chad and I forget her name,
Maida.
Nita.
Maida. Nada. What about
Um,
you guys? What are your
well, I can handle the raised spirits. Um, I have the skill lead, um, so I can give us a good rousing speech and lead us through this tough time. Um, but then the second turn, I was going to use the put your backs into it, and give somebody what is this? I will make an assist on a test, and it, it does not take as long as it's a tier 1 outcome. The assisted test does not take a bane. Also, I can turn one tier 1 test outcome into a tier 2 outcome. So I'm more helpful just helping on the second one.
Okay.
Um, sorry, I saw blacksmithing and thought about the axe, but also I have endurance, so I can remain engaged in strenuous activity over a long period of time and not get tired while I'm hauling said trees.
Okay, we got multiple ideas. What do we
And
want to lock
on
in
the
on?
find shelter, my tracking could be used for that,
Possibly, yeah.
maybe.
At this point, we're talking a lot about all the things we could be doing, but we already have some good ideas. So
No, my
let's.
question was, you said I could make a case for another skill or a skill that plus that um, thing to get a double edge, right?
So it wouldn't be a double edge. It would be an
Oh,
edge and a +2 for your skill.
oh, okay. So
So
then, yeah,
where are
that.
we starting?
Well, I'll start it off with raising spirits. Give us a nice little speech about how we're going to save these goats and these tough times can't drag us down. We're too Chad for that.
Okay, go ahead and make a presence test for me. And you said you're going to use lead on this?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. You are keeping everyone focused from the very beginning. Lead is awesome. So that'll be a +2.
Okay, so that's oh man, that's a 10.
That's a 10. So including uh adding your presence,
Oh no, I didn't add my presence. Well, that would make it an 11.
an 11. Unfortunately, you're prattling about these goats and people are feeling really bad, really rough. Uh it it's good enough. I put that as an easy test, so an 11 or below. That one will be a success with a consequence. So that does count for success, but as you're getting on people's nerves, the next person to act, whoever it is going to have a bane.
Oh, oops.
Well, I got tired of him prattling on and went over to clear some trees.
Okay. And which tactic are we going to use?
So if I'm having the all is a feather thing, that gives me an edge, which cancels out the bane, but I get a +2 for my endurance, correct?
Correct. So this is going to be a might and endurance. So this will be whatever your might bonus is +2.
Well, that was a 10.
That one I was putting at a medium test, and that does count as a failure. This is going rough, guys. So, with that, we're counting independent failures. We have succeeded on the race spirits as kind of the bingo card middle gimme, kind of getting things going and then affecting how it's continued with that bane. And that bane very much mattered because without it, this would not have been a failure. We have succeeded at race spirits, which means no one can do it anymore. But other people can choose to attempt to clear fallen trees. Until that is gotten rid of, it remains an option. So we have Telethel and Nada left. Where would you like to put your attentions?
What do you have, Nada? Anything?
Unfortunately, Nada is trained for combat and not much else.
Okay. Well, with the horrible weather and all these problems, I think finding shelter might be a good idea. So I will go with that. I'll use track to try to track down a shelter
Okay,
and
shelters don't tend to move. I'll give it to
no,
you.
but well, because I'm thinking because you could kind of okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, but it's gonna be a medium difficulty test. So there's a chance of failure here.
er, Well, I chose it, so all right. 2d10.
And this is going to be an intuition. test for you. So
Okay.
2d10 plus intuition
Which is
plus 2.
2.
Okay, so this is going to be 2d10 plus 4.
Okay. Okay.
And
14?
yeah,
16.
a tier 2 success on a medium test is success with a consequence. The consequence here is that as you spend excess time looking for shelter and it taking it a while longer, we are going to damage one of the crates. So you lot have regathered all of the crates, but one of the bats of medicine has rotted. So it's you're down to 4 crates of usable medicine. So that is 1 failure, 2 successes, and Nada, you are the last to go in this first round.
Oof. Okay.
You clicked on trees, not shelter. There you go.
I got solid intuition and agility. What should I go for? Maybe foraging for herbs.
Foraging for herbs?
Yeah, she'll at least give it a shot.
Okay. With that, we'll put foraging for herbs as your choice. This can be intuition or reason. Intuition for the more softer knowledges, or reason for the more, well, I don't know what exact, but I know I need to look under this type of tree.
We'll go for intuition.
Okay. For just searching, looking.
14, I think. Yeah.
14. That's going to be a success with a consequence. And the consequence here is, as you lot are going off into weird areas looking for shelter, going off the road further than you should have, you spend far more time fighting and beating back through this underbrush, and it's laborious. Everyone is going to lose 1 recovery or lose 1 crate. Chad, would you like to lose a crate or lose a recovery?
Oh, lose a recovery. That's fine.
Jagan, crate or recovery?
Who
It
did you
was a
say?
recovery.
I said Jagan, he said recovery, so let's continue on to Telethel. Crate or recovery?
Oh, God.
Are you losing stuff in the underbrush and having to lighten the load, or are you gonna push through and use some of your reserves of inner strength?
I only have 2 recoveries, but I don't know that we can lose the crate, so I'll take the
Is this
recovery.
is this a everybody decides to lose a recovery or a crate, or
Yes, this is
everybody makes
everybody
a
deciding.
group decision?
This is everyone having their independent choice.
Okay.
So you guys could lose 4 crates from
Yikes.
this. Nada, would you like to lose a crate or lose a recovery?
Recovery.
Okay. As you all press through, taking the burden upon yourselves, that is 4 successes. And for this montage test with 4 characters, your success limit is 4. We don't even have to go to round 2 as you hit the limit that you need. So, as you lot continue to press and push your way through this environment, it's awful. But you're heroes, and heroes push through. Additionally, you manage, as you've gone deeper into the woods than you should have, finding shelter and foraging for herbs, you have found additional resources that can be made. You all will earn 1 additional victory and 2 crates worth of medicine. Despite losing 1 early on to rot, we are net positive from where we started.
All right.
Nice. Save the goats.
Save the goats. As you continue on your way to Broadhurst, getting through this awful section of your travel, it begins to lighten up just a bit on the rain. and then a bit more. And then a thick fog rolls in. As you are entering a dense wood, Theok seems on edge while Myrna and Hector nap in the back of the wagon. The forest is oddly silent, with only the clip clop of the horse's hooves and the creaking of that broken wagon wheel echoing through the fog. After a few hours of travel, you start to see shapes flitting through the fog around you, in front of you, behind you. You're starting to feel like you're surrounded because you suddenly are. Several armed woad elves slink out of the fog, halting your wagon, with one of them stepping forward. I do have an image on our Roll20 for you. We have high elves, which one of your companions is, which is this kind of very gold,
No,
silver, glamour filigree, where
no, actually, if you think Tell is a wood elf.
oh, so I was thinking Chad, but yeah, Tell is a woad elf. So you have a woad elf in your party. Woad elves, instead of just being more brown and green hued regular elves, they have these large, kind of bat like ears. They have this soft fur about them. They're slightly more animalistic, though they are elves and they have their own natural glamours of themselves. As Tell, you make note that you have entered into these elves' woad and you are trespassing here. It is easy enough for you to call out to your companions than anything that directly has to be said by this individual. He spies you, making eye contact, realizing that you are probably the main one he wants to talk with, though he is kind enough to continue speaking in the common tongue. You come here without permission. State your intentions plainly and clearly, and perhaps we will let you live.
To
Mechanically,
which,
oh, go ahead.
okay, go ahead.
No,
No,
please
I
go
was
ahead.
just going to respond, but well, I was just going to tell them, what that we're just passing through. We have a time sensitive mission. We have to get to this place to deliver this medicine for this plighted herd of goats, and this whole community is relying on these goats. So we can't really tarry on this. We don't mean any harm. We don't mean to trespass, but we didn't even know that this territory was already occupied. We just was simply passing through.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, yeah, mechanically, what we're doing is we're entering into a negotiation for regular day-to-day gameplay. If I were running a campaign, I likely would not let you see the interest level and the patience. It would just be role playing like normal, as you have just immediately went into doing. I love it. Because this is an example game, I am making these stats public. It is your director's choice whether you know their interest and know their patience or not, as it plays out, but it acts as a means of figuring out how much an NPC is wanting to actually help you and how much they're still willing to even listen to you talk. And so I'll have this be public for this example game for you to learn how it works. If we do play further in the future, I will likely have this information in private, and you'll just have to roleplay as normal as you did. As you are making a case to help this village and aid this village that rely on these goats and for the goodness of this situation, um, you are attempting to play into some form of motivation. NPCs in negotiations have motivations. They have some that they like. They have some that they are willing to listen to, and they have others that are pitfalls that they do not care for, that they just have no patience for. And as you call out for the good of this village, he sneers. If they need you so much, you should not be so careless with your time. You should not be so careless with where you go. One of his pitfalls is benevolence. And so, as we start off this negotiation, his interest drops from 1 to 0, and his patience drops down to 4. Not by 4, to 4. So, as you have learned a case not to be making to this individual, any of you can go ahead and make another case. Most of the time, you will be making a die roll. However, if you try to play into a pitfall, they just, no roll needed. They want to hear nothing about it. So, as this case has not played out well for you, any of the rest of you seeing this may make a new case and continue the role play.
My sheet says I have a wealth of 1. Does that mean I only have 1 like gold or 1 currency of whatever it is?
Wealth comes in scales, and so like if you complete like a 3-session adventure, you may have a reward be your wealth goes up by 1. And there are certain things that like I'm making this up, but if your wealth is 2 or higher, you can afford a horse. If your wealth is 5 or higher, you can afford a house. Those are made up, but it's just these like landmarks of if your wealth is so much, you can just afford this type of thing.
Is a wealth of 1 enough to attempt a bribe?
If you're willing to put up a wealth of 1 with a bribe, you can try.
I don't really have much else to go off here, so I would. I'd try to make the case, hey man, you're right. We should have done some little more research on our path. That's our bad. But you're also right. I don't have time to sit here and waste time with this. So how about I offer you this and you let us go on our way as a compensation for stepping in your area.
Go ahead and make a presence test, and if you have the bribe skill, you may add +2 onto your presence test.
Oh, I didn't know that was a skill. There's a skill for bribe.
There's a whole bunch of interpersonal skills. So there's brag, there's bribe, there's interrogate. It's, there's intimidate separate from interrogate. So there's just a bunch of stuff. But yeah, go ahead and
Does
make a
um
presence.
There's no.
doesn't
I'm not
Chad
seeing
have
a
that that trait for negotiations?
for Well, I was actually going for a persuade there. I don't actually see a bribe on the interpersonal sheet.
Uh,
Or,
that's because you don't have it.
oh,
It only lists the skills on the sheet that you have.
okay,
Yeah, so
gotcha.
those are the ones
Understood.
that you get bonuses on, but there are others that exist. In this case, are you going for a persuade or are you offering up a large sum of your money, which would bring your renown from 1 to 0, your wealth from 1 to 0?
Well, I guess I am bribing him, so I guess I'm gonna have to go with a bribe.
Okay, so go ahead and make a presence. You do not get the bonus for the bribe skill, so it's just a presence test. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you an edge. So that's a +2 as you are lowering your own wealth value.
Oh no, that's a
Can I
6.
ask a world question on
Yeah,
this real quick?
yeah.
So the road we're traveling on, is this? I mean, it's a King's Road, or is it like what would I know? Like
It
what kind of road this is? Where we're going?
it is an old
What kind of
trade
road?
road, so it's unkept. It's barely used. It's mainly for farmers going to market, and the combination of that and the weather has made this a very laborious journey.
But it's like in a kingdom of the is ruled over or no?
It is in a kingdom that is ruled over, but currently the world is in a state where there's a tyrant, like a god tyrant that's going around, and so this is the outskirts of the kingdom, and it's barely used, and it goes through the woods woad. So it goes through the woods woad. It's your choice if you want to pull that into things. I'll let you think on that while we check in on that bribe. What did you get, Chad?
Oh, it was a 6.
A 6. Okay. Your wealth goes unaltered. It could have gone down had you succeeded, but he spits upon your money. We have no need for your trade. We protect this land. This is ours. And you go traipsing through with your concerns. Get out, or we will chase you out. His patience drops down to 3. He has given you a little bit more information for you to make cases with in the role play, and then we have that additional information on the world state if you wish to play into that.
I think I would like to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just if I would come up, just kind of stand up to my tallest height and walk straight up to him and look down at him and say, "Listen, this is the kingdom's road. It may not have been traveled, but we're going to go ahead and unblock it right now, and you can get out of our way before I force you to move."
I take it you're going for a presence intimidation?
Yes.
Go for it, sir. So this is going to be another roll with no motivation or pitfall. So it's middle of the road.
Well,
This is
I
going so
I'm
bad.
apparently gonna say this game only rolls tier ones with
Yeah,
the random ability of a 2. Yeah.
this is awful. As you say that, arrows get pulled back on bowstrings as the fog ripples around. You just see the glint of arrows. I'd like to see you try. Truly, I would. He kind of steps back, fading into darkness. You hear the echoes of his voices. Can you fight the very wilds themselves? Can you fight what you cannot see? One of you may only have a chance to get away. The rest of you, especially if you leave that wagon, are fodder. The patience goes down to 2. This is going so bad.
I have an absolutely terrible idea.
At this point, bad ideas can't
Throw a
save us from bad
fireball at
die
him?
rolls.
I don't know.
I'm
So
sorry.
the die rolls have not been working, so bad ideas might just work.
Well, okay. Like I said, this is a horrible idea.
Hmm.
But
Wait,
with the
I apologize. Can I just thought of something and I broke with my thing. I was bringing up Chad's thing about the, he give a +2 for, um, something in negotiation from an earlier conversation? Like if
The
it's a
renown.
per
Yeah.
That would
presence thing?
adjust. If your renown is high enough, at this point, you lot are infamous to them.
Yeah,
So yeah, if you are infamous to them, that that is intimidate. That would be a +2. Yes, very much, sir. So that takes it from an 11 up to a 13. So instead of just having the patience go down, that's going to be middling. Unfortunately, it does not help you. So we are
yeah,
currently at interest 0. It's their interest would have gone down even further, but instead the 12 to 16 is the interest is unaffected. So at this point, that didn't have a sway one way or the other, just based off of where the chart was. I'm going to be quite honest. There might be a rule that says if your interest goes below 0, they walk away. But I want to see if you guys can save this. So we're going to continue on.
I mean, I can flirt with them.
Well, I
I,
want to
I,
know what Telethel's thing is, since he brought up something.
Okay, well, this isn't so much of a talking thing, it's a little more of a skill thing. But with the tracking and the teleport, if I could manage this,
Hmm.
teleport basically or find out where he went with tracking, teleport right behind him and dagger to the knife. You're gonna let us go. Oh, I'm sorry, dagger to the throat. You're gonna let us
So
go.
if you try that, all of the other wood elves around are going to immediately get aggressive. So at this point, I've essentially foreshadowed if this does not go better, they're going to physically drive you from their forest. And you doing that would essentially be starting combat with the wood elves. That would
I
no
got
longer
you.
be negotiation.
Okay. Well, then I will pass on that idea.
Yeah, it's a great thing
Got
to
it.
bring up, but where it currently is, that would be less of a trying to intimidate them, and that would just be full on starting combat.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, like I said, it was a bad idea.
Yeah, but good to bring
um,
up. So you had that idea. Let's jump back over to Chad. You had something.
yep.
Um,
I
Mine was kind of more of a joke. Oh no, I just said something.
I could step forward and say, this is just the sooner you let us through here, the sooner we can get this done. If we don't get through here and this medicine spoils, there's probably going to be a bigger caravan and more people that are going to cause problems and come through your lands. If you just let us go through quickly, this will all be over with. There's no reason to get hostile. Now I'm lying my ass off. I have no clue if anyone else is going to come through. I don't know if it's important enough to have another
Hmm.
crew do this, and I have a skill in lying, so I'm
Yeah.
going to try to BS them here.
Yeah, so that's going to be presence, +2 for lying, and you are going to appeal to a motivation, and so there's a different chart I'm looking at to see how well this goes. So yeah, that is a tier 3. So their interest improves by 1, and their patience does not change. So as you make that appeal, they are going to um, come back out from the other side of where they initially had been. Well, if you're wanting to get this over with, this clearly isn't going well for you. If you wish, we can escort you out of our woods and you may navigate around the road. Now, you lot still have 2 patients to try to get a better deal out of this, but we've at least de-escalated from them fighting you on the way out to just, "We will take you out and you can go around."
Um, let's ask Faya and Miriam and them. Yeah, okay, how much more travel time would that add?
They kinda look, um, I don't know, it's definitely gonna be rough, going around doesn't have a road, it's gonna be hinterlands, I don't know. We didn't fix the wagon, so the wagon might not be able to do it in its current state. We might have to drop some crates to even be able to go around, given the terrain. But I guess it's technically doable.
Can we? Are we trying a second one now,
Uh,
or do we need another person to go?
you guys have all had a chance, so anyone can jump in.
Okay. Is it possible to piggyback off of Nadia there,
Hmm.
um, along the lines of not only are you going to have to deal with more carts coming through if we don't get through here quickly, those goats are definitely going to die if we have to go around. Then you're going to have to deal with that entire village trying to come back through the other side to get to this village, which is the only place they can go for resources. So you're going to be getting it from both sides if we don't get over there very quickly. And I'm trying to use. I was thinking strategy for that, or
Uh,
because
yeah, I'll give it to you.
for okay,
Yeah. So present strategy, and as you appeal to the goats dying, that's also going to get you into one of his motivations. So that'll be the easier chart.
okay, okay. So +1 presence, and then the +2 from the skill. So that's 15.
15. That's a tier 2. And as you appeal to a motivation, that is going to uh, increase interest. I now only now see that it says interest 5 for a lot of them that I forgot to switch those numbers. So that's just slightly embarrassing. But yeah, so you get a little bit more interest involved in that, but it does lower his patience. So he is on edge. He seems to be almost done with this negotiation. But as you make that case, he kind of looks you up and down. I will send one scout to aid you on your way around. So that would essentially give you a that would give you a bonus on the navigation route going around. So he's not quite bought through letting you go straight through this area, but he's giving away a little bit, and you're beginning to figure out the things he cares about, the things he doesn't care about. It's your choice whether you want to go around with a scout or if you want to just try one last thing to get to go through now that you have a good sense of the things he cares about and reacts to and the things he doesn't care about and doesn't react to.
Mm.
I have a thought, but I don't know if we want to use it if he's only got like one patience left.
I'm not really
But
sure what happens if he runs out of patience, like if everything
probably
goes away or if we're stuck on taking that deal.
I would assume that the deal is pulled from the table and we have to go a long way by ourselves.
So mechanically, when the patience hits 0, he presents his final deal, whatever that is. And that is the final deal he's willing to give, take it or leave it. That's how patience 0 works.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you do really bad, he can drop to 0 and also drop back down to interest 1, and that's what you have to deal with. So if you're not confident, taking a deal with patience on the table is doable. It's just whether or not you want to push for that interest 3 instead of gambling.
it's up to you guys. I have a thought, but it's not the greatest, shiniest one, but it's not the worst either. So,
I
but
also
again,
have a
we got
thought.
one
So
slot.
what's yours?
Mine is to bring up the fact that with the plight on the goats, well, those animals that this plight, and this would probably be lying, but this plight could jump animals and it could infect his entire forest.
That was also my idea, and I was thinking we should have Nadja do it.
Oh, why not? Yeah.
To lie?
The
I
lie.
mean, it could be. It's only
It's
a
a
lie
plausible lie.
if
It's
you
a
believe
plausible lie.
it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I could try to present it that way towards him.
You know, it'll go into the other livestock. You know, it'll go into the wild animals, and you know the
I would
wild
say
animals
that
would
Nadia
carry it into
cannot
the
lie
forest.
twice. I'd say Nadia cannot lie twice. They have used that
Ooh.
skill. If someone else wants to lie, they can. But
That's fair.
Well, I can lie, but I
yeah.
don't have the skills. So
Does anybody have a persuade? Because this could also be used as a persuasion, because we don't technically know what the disease is.
I think
As you say
Jargon
that,
might have it.
Well, I have
um,
animal handling, and I would
um,
know that the animals would spread that disease, right?
go ahead. This is not going to be for persuading. This is just going to be for knowledge. Go ahead and make a reason animal handling to see if you would know.
Is that a +2 with animal handling skill?
Yes.
Nope,
No, I
nothing
did roll
higher than
big.
tier 1.
Okay. With that, it sounds reasonable. And at this point, Myrna is going to come up out of the back and like, well, it's not going to spread through the plants, but it could be communicable through deer and stuff. So if someone wants to make a persuade with an edge, the edge given by Myrna, that'll probably be our final die roll of this.
Does anybody have persuade?
Not me.
I don't have persuade, but I have 2 presence.
I have persuade, but I don't know if I can roll a third time.
I'll give it to you. You're the one who came up with one of the people that came up with the idea. So we'll give it to the tactician to finish out this negotiation.
Okay, so I'm going with persuade. So cool. Since I get to do that, I get a thing for that, don't I? I get edge on it anyway.
Well, that's a double
So
edge. If you have 2 edges, that's a double edge, which means whatever you roll, it automatically increases 1 tier.
oh right, so that's good. That's amazing. Let's do that. This is 10 plus 1 for the presence, plus 2 for the skill. So 13. So that's a tier 2. So tier 3.
So that's a tier 3. Um, and that appeals to his motivation. So that's going to be a tier 3, increasing his interest without reducing his patience. I was wrong. You have survived as you appeal to the health of the deer and the rabbits and the chipmunks and other things that might also get this communicable disease. He begins to give up a little bit on this, but there's pride involved now. If you're going to pass through our territory to give aid, even, you must also give as we are giving away. Kind of looks across everybody and then sees one of the individuals he's been speaking with, Jagan. Those gloves, they are based upon an animal themselves. Give them in tribute, and you may pass directly through, straight forward. That is his new offer. Patience still on the table.
I say go for it, but they're Jagan's gloves, so
Yeah, I agree,
So
but they're yours.
if I'm wearing them, I'd look down at him and look at him and look down at the gloves and go to pull them off and tear one of the gloves as I pull it off and go, oops, they're kind of gecko sticky, and then throw them at his feet and say, let us go.
So this is a magic item. Would you like to break a magic item?
I don't know. I mean, is there an explosion that happens
There's
for
not going to
those
be
in
an
this game?
explosion, but this is utter disrespect. He has made an offer, and you are tearing up the offer.
oh god.
No, but I would just throw them at the ground and say, sure, let us pass.
Okay, so without breaking them, which would be bad, that would be an automatic drop back down to 2. As you give way, keeping your own pride in this moment, not making any other offers, just accept it as is. He gathers them up, whistles. You see movement throughout the fog as he pulls back and away deeper into the woad, allowing you to continue on down the muddy, beaten path. As you lot proceed your way through this, you have made your way through the negotiation. You get to the other end of the wood. Because you have gotten through the negotiation with a 3 or higher, just barely, that would earn you 1 more victory. As
Oh
you
wow.
pass through
Nice.
the other side, eventually the rain picks up a bit again. You pass through Buck's Ridge Run, which is called out as the last landmark before hitting the farmlands of Broadhurst, and eventually make your way into the small village. Having gotten there with 6 crates, more than you started with, Fayok, Myrna, Hector are very grateful. Hector gives away that hiring people turned out to be the best thing they could have done. The people of Broadhurst are extremely thankful for you coming to their aid. The goats are given their medicine, and you lot all earn the titles local hero. Mechanically, one of the ways of leveling up, getting more powerful in the game without actually leveling up, is to gain titles. And so, with this title of Hero of Broadhurst, there are a number of bonuses you would get to choose, whether it's bonus respite stuff, interacting with the locals. But that is for if we continue on into the Delian Tomb. Either way, you lot have gained your opportunity to get to rest, to recuperate, and you at least here have people that respect you and adore you for what you've done, even if the negotiations with the Woad Elves a couple days out are not so friendly with you. And that is going to be our session of Draw Steel. We got through 3 of the 4 possible encounters, though this was a shorter startup as we were dealing with a lot of stuff pre-recording. And then there was the snafu of maybe that first combat was worth 2 combats. So, thank you all so much for playing, and, I'll just give you a little bit if there's anything you wanna share about your experience with this, first time playing Draw Steel, first time directing Draw Steel. How do you think it is? How do you think, people playing the game, trying it out for the first time? Do you guys have any thoughts?
I thought it was fun. I like how powerful our characters feel out of the gate, and it's kind of interesting how where no matter how low you roll on the dice, something still happens. You know?
At least in combat. In negotiations, low rolls can be bad.
Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, that was rough. But there was interesting ways to kind of stack the odds in your favor if you kind of picked up read what was going on with the situation and kind of put your heads together.
Yeah, so, I looked it up. If you hit interest 0, Fayok is supposed to just, offer the elves the gecko gloves worn by one of the heroes and then just leave the way you came. Like, it's just an auto lose at 0 interest, which I think as a introductory negotiation, starting with interest 1 and a single bad starting roll or going to a pitfall as we did immediately. There's not a lot of wiggle room in this adventure for like learning negotiations and how they work. So I
Wow, no.
I prefer having a little bit more learning time before a single bad roll or argument can just auto out you from the negotiation.
Mhm.
Yeah, if that's the case, that should absolutely be starting at least 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So I mean that's from one time playing, and there may test plays may have said otherwise, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that particular thing.
I really enjoyed this game. Definitely interested in continuing it. I did want to note though, I have yet to be able to find the skill bribe. It is not in the compendium in under the interpersonal skills table.
it's one that's brag, but not bribe.
Right.
Interesting. I thought there was a bribe skill. I may be thinking of a completely different game.
Well, now we know.
Now we know. Hey guys, we're learning.
You can homebrew one.
Actually, they do say that the skills are just suggestions, and they've given you most of them, but you can come up with other skills.
Okay.
So hey, we just came up with a homebrew skill that made things worse.
It wouldn't have changed the outcome, honestly, but still.
I think I think part of the problem for us in this playthrough was the RNG on that on roll 20 here was bad for both us and you because you were also getting tier ones a lot too.
Yeah, and that despite not missing and something always happening, yeah, that slowed down things. That was already too many enemies in the encounter, and that's just a weird situation that happened.
Yeah, I think we had what, like a total of 2 or maybe 3 tier 3 rolls
And we had no
the entire
crits.
time. Yeah.
So a crit is a natural 19 or 20 on the dice. And on a crit in combat, you get an extra action. Which is even like on the now ability from the tactician. If you are reacting to someone else's ability to make a power roll and you get a crit on the tactician's turn, you get a second action on the tactician's turn.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So instead of it being maximize dice or double dice or whatever, it's just no, you get another action. Do with it what you want. But no one got that.
Right, right.
That's also crazy to go an entire game with no crits.
Um,
Nobody. Not even. Did you get any on your side?
I got none that I saw. Now it's slightly less crazy because instead of 5%, it's 3%. on a 19 on 2d10, 19 or 20 on a 2d10. So it's almost as much as a nat 20 on a d20. But instead of 5%, it's 3%. So maybe, you can have games without them. You can also have games with 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, any other thoughts anyone wants to share for viewers at home or people interested in trying Draw Steel when you don't know all the rules?
No, I
Well,
mean it's for me. It's pretty straightforward. It's the unfamiliarity that creates a little bit of a hiccup. But I mean, it plays well. I do know that if I were to play this again, I would want to probably try out a little more robust character to start with.
Yeah.
I mean, the Shadow is probably a great character once you've gained a level or two, but it's pretty squishy at this level.
Yeah, there's only 2 stamina progressions. There's the slow stamina progression and there's the high stamina progression. And then depending on for the fighters, if you take a kit with heavy armor, it gives you a lot more stamina as well. So there's that. But yeah, if we continue on into maybe trying the module, the Delian Tomb, which starts off in Broadhurst, you guys just got to Broadhurst. We could definitely go in that direction. Just depending on player time availability if people enjoyed stuff. But that's something to possibly look forward to on this channel for now. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This was very much not a professional game. This was not someone who knows how to play Draw Steel. This was raw, unfiltered, people making mistakes. And yeah, so this is the experience of playing it, not knowing how to play. And people still had a good time. So there's a good chance you will too. Thanks for watching and have a lovely.